contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect that of the staff and management of Good Karma Brands, but are the sole responsibility of the host and guests of this particular show.
America may have many, many days, but they will be full of trouble. There will be no rest. There will be no tranquility in this country until the nation comes to terms with our problems.
Bringing you social and political commentary from his mouth to your ears, breaking down the issues which matter to you.
You're not put here to be a white man's footstool. You're put here to represent the very best in God's word.
Legendary civil rights icon, the Reverend Jesse Jackson in the studio. Reverend Jackson, how are you?
Mr. Sherwin, good morning on this chilly Milwaukee morning.
And I am pleased to have one of the founding members of the Black Panther Party, Chairman Bobby Seale. Mr. Chairman, how are you this morning?
Good morning. I'm doing just fine. Thank you.
From Mr. Eric Holder. Mr. Holder, so good to see you. How are you?
Well, I'm fine, man. How you been? It's been a long time. Haven't seen you for a while.
The Dr. Cornell West. Dr. West, how are you, sir?
My dear brother, you're so kind, you're so generous, man, but I salute you and the work that you were doing there. Doing a magnificent job there in Wisconsin.
Stream live on 1017thetruth.com. Call in with your questions or comments. 833-212-1017. Join us on social media at 1017 The Truth. It may not be what you expect to hear, but I will definitely give you what you need to know. Are you ready for the truth?
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Sherwin Hughes.
Good morning. Welcome to the program. Today's Tuesday, January 30th, 2024. Probably about, a week ago, maybe a little longer. We talked about some key facts about African Americans, and there are some things that stuck out. Our marriage rates, very interesting when you compare us to other folk. But then even within our marriage rates, it seems that black men are a couple of percentage points higher. Their marriage rate is higher than that of black women. I would like to revisit that in a non-confrontational way, and I'm not sure if there's a way we can revisit that in a non-confrontational way. But there was another key fact that I discovered when I was going through these details about the African American community. So my motivation for even talking about it was I want us to know us, and I also want us to have the same information and data and statistics that other people have about us, because they make decisions, political decisions, based upon this information. So I want us to have it too. We think we know each other, and we do personally and culturally. We have things in common. We know each other in that regard. Sometimes African Americans are just more familiar and more comfortable with one another. Even if we don't really know each other, there's still like a base level of understanding that we have amongst one another, even though we might be strangers. But we don't necessarily or routinely study us, the details of us, the jobs that we have, like as a whole, our income, level of education. Like those are the details that I don't think that we pay too much attention to outside of our own circumstances, our own friends, our own family, right? But there was one in particular that was striking to me, and it was where we are moving to. And you guys know that I will often remark on black folks that are moving to other parts of the country. Some time ago, the migration was south to north because there was such a tremendous demand for labor in the industrial centers of the Midwest and the upper Midwest that we would get recruited from the Jim Crow South to come up north to Detroit to work in the auto industry, to work in Chicago in the meatpacking industry, or Milwaukee to come and work in the brewery industry, because those manufacturing sectors were booming post-World War II, and they needed labor. And we were easy to recruit because the South didn't offer those kinds of jobs and opportunities, not to mention the South has been pretty much anti-union since the inception of Southern states into the Union. So it was a fairly easy sell, and we can track the migration patterns of African Americans from the South to the North. In fact, a lot of us, that is our family history. I am the first generation in my family, both sides of the family, maternal and paternal side, born in the North, which is cause for a whole nother conversation because my reality and my developmental environment in the North, in the upper Midwest, post-industrialization is way different than the reality that my parents faced. But with our migration, there was something that was shocking. I know black folks are going down south. I know that. Maybe it's weather, maybe it's lower taxes, maybe it's job opportunities. For whatever the reason is, a lot of us are going to Texas or back to Mississippi or Tennessee, whatever the case may be. But I was shocked to see that the state of Utah had experienced an almost 100% increase in the African American population in a relatively short period of time. So not even from one census to another, which is a decade, it was less than that. It's like 8 years. The number of African Americans moving from anywhere America out to Utah. And it seems to be a very peculiar place to move to. Now, granted, I don't know much about the state of Utah. There's a lake there. It has salt in it. I think some years ago they might have hosted an Olympic Games. Didn't they? The Salt Lake City Olympic Games. That's all I know about Utah. A girl I went to elementary school with, she lives in Utah. As far as I know, she's the only person that lives in Utah, aside from the almost 100% increase of African Americans who have moved out there. And no shade at all. Go to where you want to live and be comfortable, where you can have a great productive life and have a job and you can raise your kids. Maybe they've got good schools in Utah. Only other thing I know about Utah is that's where the Mormons are. I mean, there's Mormons in other places, but they really love Utah. That's where the Mormons be Mormoning. That's where they go. The Mormons have like their own understanding of stuff, right? Well, who is their fella? They got a fella. He's not a prophet. What's his name? Joe Jones, John Smith, John Winston III. The Mormons have a dude who's like their Jesus person. Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints. Brigham Young. Is that it? I think it's not Brigham Young. Brigham Young is somebody. Brigham Young is they named a college after Brigham Young. So these are just the things that I know about the Utah. What's his name? Warren Jess. That's the Mormon Jesus. It's another Mormon Jesus named Joe something. Look up Mormon. Not Jim Jones. Oh no, not him. Don't look up Jim Jones, Rhea. You don't want to look him up. He did bad stuff. The term "drink the Kool-Aid," which I'm sure you've heard, came from Jim Jones because he led a cult and he made people drink the Kool-Aid and it was poisoned.
Warren Jeffs. He was a Mormon cult leader, and then they moved to Texas.
What year was that?
LDS, Latter-day Saints.
It's not a Joe guy. I'm belaboring the point here. I don't know why black folks are moving to Utah, but here's what I want to share with you. I'm going to share this with you. I'm going to come back and I'm explaining it to you. So now that we know the 86% increase in the African-American population in Utah, so it went from 10 to 18 or something, 10 and I don't know how many black folks were out there, but Utah passes a bill banning diversity programs in government and on campuses. I wonder if the governor this governor who's a Caucasian fella, I'm looking at his picture, not a lot of melanin at all. He looks like he probably burns easy in the sun. No facial hair either. No facial hair at all. He's balding. He's got a big forehead. Whatever. I'm not judging this man on the way he looks. So in the state of Utah, the legislature passed a ban on transgender girls in sports. Okay. The Utah governor was like, no, not fair to transgender girls. They should be in the sports. Okay. I'm going to withhold my opinion, my judgment on that only because I don't know enough about the transgenderisms. I don't know anything about that and transgender folks in high school sports. I'm not in high school, nor am I playing any sports. Not my lane. Staying out of that. But he said, no, that's not fair. I'm going to veto the legislature in Utah that said transgender girls should not be able to participate in girls' sports. Now, of course, the Utah legislature overrode that. So he is more, I guess, liberal on the idea of transgender girls competing in girls' sports, but he has agreed to sign the bill banning diversity programs in government and on campus. And I can only imagine that the reason for this is because I want us to have the same information that everybody else has about us, the African-American population and community in this country, because they're making decisions based on that. Do you guys think that with the almost 100% increase in African-Americans moving to Utah, why? Again, I don't know. I think Joe Smith is the Mormon fella. I think it's Joe Smith. Either he's the Mormon guy or he's a quarterback for some football team. But I wonder if, because they have the same information about African-American migration patterns, they saw more African-Americans, almost 100% increase, 86% increase in African-Americans moving from wherever America to Utah. Now they are passing, and the governor has vowed to sign a bill banning diversity programs in government on campuses. So cautionary tale. And then I'm really going to take a break. As black people, no matter where we go to, and if we determine that a place is not a good fit for us for whatever reason, maybe it's the schools, maybe it's the lack of cultural competency, the lack of cultural diversity, could be overt, could be covert racism, it could be microaggressions that you experience, your family experiences, and you want to go somewhere else. Maybe you want a fresh start. You just want to pack up and go to another place. Your blackness will follow you. Policies will follow you. You can't escape it if you are in America. I just didn't think that a state that has to have a small African-American population would now change state law to make sure that the new and burgeoning African-American population moving to Utah stays stifled. I'm going to take a break, come back. I'm going to talk about Utah. I also want to talk to y'all about something that's very important to me, something I'm against. A lot of you are for it. I'm against it. Every so often I'll bring it up because I don't like it. And I really want to address you pro-lifers, which is a lie. None of you pro-lifers are pro-life. I want to talk about the death penalty. I'm against it. No state nor government should be in the business of killing people. That is not the job of a government or a state or the people of a state. Oh, we the people find you guilty. Sometimes the people are stupid. We should not be killing people. Had this conversation before. Y'all want kids who steal cars to get the death penalty. We're so obsessed with death. Don't have the death penalty. Okay? Let's think. Let's try rehabilitation. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Calling all black-owned business and entrepreneurs. The award-winning 1017 The Truth and Associated Bank have teamed up for our Black Business Give Back. Go to blackbusinessgiveback.com for your chance to sign up to receive 3 months of free advertising on The Truth, valued at $6,000. It is that easy. Grow your business today by signing up for our Black-owned business Give Back. For official contest rules, head to blackbusinessgiveback.com, member FDIC.
Are you or anyone you know looking for a job? Direct Connect MKE is a social media style platform that empowers you to grow your social network, find career opportunities, and connect with career specialists for success. Visit joindcmke.com today to learn how you can create a profile, upload your resume, and find access to information about jobs, job training, hiring events, and more. DCMKE is locally focused and equips you to grow your social capital and find opportunities that match your career interests. Here's how it works. Join DCMKE and their partner organizations and follow the employees that you find interesting. Then, meet the career advocates in DCMKE's community to start forming meaningful career relationships. And lastly, scroll through your feed to find and apply to new career opportunities and get matched to openings by career advocates. Yeah, it's that easy. access to great opportunities at the tips of your fingers. Visit joindcmke.com today and connect your dream to reality. That's joindcmke.com.
Whether you're an artist playing accountant, a barista trying to be a bean counter, or a student just looking to get started, the UW Credit Union app lets you be free to be you. With free credit scores, free online bill pay, and the ability to send money to friends. Because with fewer fees, you can do more of what you love. UW Credit Union, here for every you. Join today at uwcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is 1017 The Truth's Tory Lowe, and the time is now, Milwaukee. I believe the people who listen to the Tory Lowe Show are ready for real change in the community and love to bring all the smoke. Tap in, Truth Nation, to the Tory Lowe Show every day from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the new 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. The movement continues. Milwaukee Black Talk.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Welcome back to the show. All right, Utah. Let me find out something real quick. So I do all this preparing. I don't do 2.5 hours worth of preparing, no. What? I don't need to do all that. You ain't got a show prep for. I couldn't even imagine. So my show is 3 hours. This is where I should bite my tongue. But only the people that know will know. If I have a not my show, they know better. They ain't playing today. Well, good. Everybody up there, sit down, take a listen. If I have a 3-hour show, I'm just talking about my preparation. This is relevant information. But if I got to prep my show for longer than the show was on, I get bored. Because y'all know what happens over here. I got a whole bunch of stuff. I'm so neat and organized in what I want to talk about. I got it sectioned off by like, oh, this segment I'm going to talk about this. And then I'm going to talk about this. It's going to go very smoothly. And I'll come in here. I high five Denise and Telly. They're walking out. I'm walking in. I sit down, plug in my little headphones. Listen to my little intro. I like my intro. My intro was bomb, man. I made that intro. Y'all know that? Then nobody over here I made my intro. I made my intro on Christmas Eve, December 24th, 2020. It took me all day. It took me 14 hours. A lot of those little clips you hear of me interviewing Bobby Seale, the chairman of the Black Panthers, and the Reverend Jesse Jackson and Cornel West. I had to dig through untitled podcasts from when I was at WNOV. Like I have like a rough idea of when I interviewed Cornel West or Jesse Jackson, and I would have to skim through a whole 3-hour show. It took me all day. Made my own intro. Kyle had worked with some other folks because they created all the other show intro. Oh, Tory Lowe, he did his own intro because Tory Lowe raps. I don't rap. Well, just not very well. But the intro that they created for me, I tried to get Kyle to find it. Yeah, I don't think y'all would have liked it. It's like a James Brown song. Like I know I'm old compared to some of the people that work here, but I'm not James Brown intro music old. Ha! Had it, hey! I was like, what is this? You know, when somebody plays you something and they're real proud of it, they play it for the first time. Have y'all ever sat with an artist, as an example, that is really proud of their music, but their music sucks? And like they're looking at you for like approval and they're bobbing their head and they just staring at you right in your face because they're trying to get you to love their music the way that they love it. That's how I felt with my James Brown intro. I don't even know what James Brown song it was. The only James Brown song that and James Brown is prolific, easily one of the most influential musicians, artists ever. His dancing, that's Michael Jackson and Prince all day long. They emulated James Brown, not to mention this drum beat. It's called the Funky Drummer. It is the foundation of hip hop music. That's James Brown's drum beat. But there's one song by James Brown that I love so very much. It makes me I get hyped when I hear it. That song could be my walkout music if I walk out on stage. That song could be like if I'm ready to play like in the Super Bowl, because maybe one day I'll be in the Super Bowl as a quarterback or a linebacker or something. Like I want to hear that song when I'm running out onto the field. When the Bucks finally sign me, don't know what they're waiting for. I'm better than Thanasis. They could sign me. If the Bucks ever sign me, like this is the song, the James Brown song that I want playing. Also, if I'm about to fight somebody, like I'm on my way to a brawl, I'm having a street fight. I'm about to fight somebody because they was disrespectful to me. That's the song I would listen to. This particular James Brown song is the one that I would play when I'm on my way to tear somebody's ass up. It's called Mother Popcorn. Those of you that know. I hope you don't play it, Rhea, because if I hear that song, I'm liable to go crazy. I'll break this glass. It's this glass in the studio to prevent people from shooting me. So far, it's held up. But if I hear that song, I'll crash right through that glass. Oh, programming note. Tommy G, remember Tommy G? The white fella did the Kia Boys documentary that all y'all got mad at? Well, he texted me last night, and he is embarking on a mission to invest in Milwaukee's youth, and he wants to come on my show. He'll be here next Monday, February 5th. Tommy G, the guy who did the Kia Boys documentary, is going to be back announcing an initiative where he is actually going to put in some of his own resources to invest in Milwaukee's youth. I'm very happy he's doing this because y'all were very mad that he did the Kia Boys documentary. You know who tore into me? Remember that a couple years ago when I had Tommy G in the studio when the Kia Boys documentary came out on the YouTube and y'all was mad? Oh, how did this white boy do the Kia Boys interview? I'm glad he did the documentary. Bunch of them people in that documentary went to jail, though. Bunch of them. Liz Brown got so mad at me. That day, Liz did, she does Tori's show, I'm pretty sure, every day. Like the last 30 minutes, give or take, of Tori's show. Ooh, Liz let me have it. I don't mess with Liz. I want zero smoke with Liz Brown. Elizabeth Brown, rapper / actor, author, activist. She's got a long set of titles. All right. Key facts about Utah. What's this bill say? Utah's legislature became the latest in the United States to pass a bill prohibiting diversity training, hiring, and inclusion programs at universities and in its state government. The bill cleared the State House and the Senate by wide margins, now heads to Utah Governor Spencer Cox, a Republican who said he is likely to sign the bill into law. Headed into the final year of his first term as Governor, Cox has shifted right on diversity, equity, and inclusion after vetoing a ban on transgender students playing in girls' sports in 2022, which the legislature overrode. Cox signed a bill in 2023 regulating discussions of race and religion in public schools to ban, for example, the teaching that anybody can be racist merely because of their race. Quote, I can assure you, after this legislative session, it will not be happening in the state of Utah. These diversity statements that you have to sign to get hired, Cox said in a December 20th news conference. Such initiatives are awful, bordering on evil, he said. Under the Utah bill, universities and governments would not be allowed to have offices dedicated to promoting diversity. They also could not require employees to submit statements of commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. It ensures academic freedom on university campuses where all voices will be heard, the bill's Senate sponsor Republican Keith Grover said shortly before Thursday's final 23-6 Senate vote in favor of the bill. I'm a little confused. They want everyone's voices to be heard, apparently, unless you are a diverse voice. So Utah is not, I don't have the demographics. Don't worry. I'm going to look them up and I'm going to have them. But I don't think it's a very diverse state. When I say diverse, not racially diverse, it might be economically diverse, meaning there's poor people, middle-class people, and rich people. But I don't believe it to be a state that is racially diverse. But because we have the same information that everybody else has, including the people in state government in Utah, we come to find out that there has been an 86% increase in African Americans moving from wherever they lived into the state of Utah. And being ahead of that curve, because Utah obviously knows the number of African Americans that has come to their state has nearly doubled in probably 8 years. They want to make sure that in a state that is probably blind, if not benign, to racial diversity, they want to make sure that the new African American population moving to Utah doesn't get a fair shake. The chamber's 6 Democrats voted against it. Among them was Senator Luz Escamilla, who cited statistics showing how much lower college enrollment rates were for Native American, Hispanic, and Hawaiian Pacific Islander students compared to white students. Our numbers don't match our actual demographics, Escamilla said. If Utah's enrollment is not even close to where you need it to be, we're failing, and this is not the solution. Take a break, come back. Rhea, have you ever heard of the song Mother Popcorn by James Brown? No, you haven't? It'd be a shame if you played it. The amount of destruction that would take place in the studio would be unprecedented. Oh, it is. All right, well, trying to see which one of these TVs I'm going to rip off the wall first. It wouldn't be me, it's this song. That song makes me want to steal a Kia. Seriously, I'll steal somebody's Kia. Rhea, you ain't got a Kia no more. Rhea's Kia? Rhea ain't got no Kia. It's a good thing you don't. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Protect your dream home with American Family Insurance. And you can weather any storm. You'll also save up to 25% by bundling home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote. Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Discounts may not apply to all coverages on an auto or home policy. Discounts do not apply to life insurance policies. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Are you a Black woman in Milwaukee County who's experienced trauma? You're not alone. The Center for Leadership of African Women's Wellness is here for you. They're a healing circle supporting Black women who have experienced trauma. They believe that you are more than the challenges that you face. Their health equity workshops, drum circles, town halls, and peer support specialists provide support and compassion, helping every woman find the strength to heal. Visit claw.org, that's CLAWW.org. Claw, they believe in the power of healing.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., he has inspired generations of change leaders, and many more are to come. Let's celebrate his legacy by enjoying incredible speeches by Milwaukee Public Schools students.
Let me take you all back to March 3rd, 1991, and introduce you to a man named Rodney King. He was beaten by the Los Angeles Police Department during his arrest for driving while intoxicated. Now let me take you back to May 25th, 2020, nearly 30 years later, and introduce you to a man named George Floyd, who died because of police brutality. The nation stood by in shock. How can we work towards a world of peace when things that happened 30 years ago are still happening today? All of us here today must stand up and reject the racism and violence that we see daily, so that we can work towards a world of peace and make the world a better place for future generations. Everyone that witnesses police brutality needs to speak up and say something. If you hear someone using racist rhetoric, you must say something. If you see someone treating others unfairly, you must say something. If you see any type of discrimination, you must say something. This is the only way we can truly work towards a world of peace. It starts with each and every one of us here today and speaking up and not silencing our voices. Can everyone here today repeat after me? I will speak up. I will not be silent. I will make a difference. I am peace. Thank you.
Marcus Performing Arts Center and We Energies are proud to sponsor the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Speech Contest and pleased to share these extraordinary student speeches with you.
This is Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Snime. The Milwaukee Bucks began their 5-game West Coast road trip in Denver Monday night as they fall to the Nuggets in the head coaching debut of Doc Rivers. This one by a final score of 113-107. After the game, the Bucks' new head coach preaching patience with his new team.
The trust, it goes in and out. It's in the flux. It's funny. It's what I saw from afar. It was really interesting. This is exactly what I saw from TV, sitting on the couch. And the good news there, is very fixable because you have guys that want to get it right.
Damian Lillard finished with 18 points on just 5 of 13 shooting. Giannis led the way with 29 points and 12 boards, and with the loss, the Bucks now fall to 32-15 on their season. Lastly, we'll head over to college hoops where the number 9 ranked Marquette Golden Eagles are back on the road tonight in Villanova. Tip-off is set for 6 p.m. The sports update is brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
More of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You should see my feet right
Skinny legs and all. I like them boss. I like them proud. And when they walk, they draw a crowd. See? You got to have them up for me.
Makes me want to commit several minor felonies. It's hot in here. Too old and fat to be moving like that. My feet were going very, very quickly. Can't see my feet. I'm not showing my feet unless you guys pay for pictures. Joseph Smith is his name. He was Joseph Smith, 1805 to 1844. Oh, he didn't live long. That's 39, right? Yeah, he didn't live to be old. No, not even, because his birthday is December. And he died in June. He was 38. Joseph Smith Jr. was an American religious leader and founder of Mormonism and the Latter-day Saint movement, publishing the Book of Mormon at the age of 24. Smith attracted tens of thousands of followers by the time of his death 14 years later. The religion he founded is followed to the present day by millions of global adherents and several churches, the largest of which is the Church of Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saints. It's a cult. You should read what the Mormon religion thinks of black people. Oh, you didn't know? This makes sense. So Mormonism is like the state religion of Utah. I hope I'm not offending any Mormons. Probably not, because it's probably against their religion to listen to black people on the radio. So I don't think any Mormons are here. But add them to the list of people that want me gone. Studs, Africans, now the Mormons. Oh, and I added another group yesterday, because, yesterday we were talking about smoking and how the Biden administration wants to ban menthol cigarettes. By banning menthol cigarettes, you will save between 92 and 238,000 African-American lives. And the Republicans, who don't care that there's a large number of African-Americans that smoke menthol cigarettes and die, the Republicans like Joe Biden is racist because he's trying to keep you away from smoking your menthol cigarettes. Make that make sense? The Mormons think that black people are black because God cursed us. Yeah, that's in their religion. That's a part of, yep. It's awful. Mitt Romney, remember him? He ran for president against Barack Obama in 2012. His vice presidential nomination, his nominee was Paul Ryan, who used to be a member of Congress here, used to be Speaker of the House, actually. So Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan were running against Barack Obama and Joe Biden in 2012. Don't worry, they lost. So when Mitt Romney was asked about his Mormon beliefs on the campaign trail, because somebody's religion is fair game. If you're running for president in a country that is secular, we're supposed to be secular, where everybody believes in God and God is all over the place. God is even on the money. So we're not a non-religious country. So he was asked about his beliefs about black people. Hey, Mitt Romney, Senator Romney, former Governor Romney. He's been a bunch of things. He was governor of Massachusetts, and then he went back home to Mormon land, to Utah, to Mormon, the place of Latter-day Mormons, Utah, and then he was a U.S. Senator from Utah. Don't even ask me how that happened. But he was asked on the campaign trail back in 2012, and it's all fair game because he was running against an African-American incumbent president. They asked him, hey, Mitt Romney, do you have the same beliefs about black people that your religion tells you? Do you believe that black people are black because they're cursed? He was like, oh, well, ow. That's the answer that he gave. Do African Americans know that, okay, I got to see the percentage of Mormons in Utah. This is why I don't even know why I prepare for my show. The percentage of Mormons in Utah. 60.68% of Utahns are reported as members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Do y'all understand how significant that is? Okay, I don't think there's any other state where 60% of the people are the members of the same cult. It's 2.5 million people in Utah. So that's like 1.7 million Mormons, and black people are moving out there. So you might have a state where 60% of the people are Christian or 70% of the people are Christian. They could be Methodists, Episcopalian, Seventh-day Adventists, Baptists, Catholics, the Lutherans. There's a whole bunch of different Christianity. So you can very easily have a place. I bet the United States is probably, I don't know, it's less religion now. What are we, 50% Christian nation, maybe 60%? I think the number's going down. That's for sure. But the fact that almost 61% of people that live in Utah are Mormons, and they have a view of black people that we are black because God doesn't like us. God said, I don't like these people. I think we used to be white, and some with the devil, we're devil people. That's why the Mormon religion is a cult. Any religion that has those kinds of racial overtones and how you view other human beings is a cult. Right? Let me read some text messages here. Brother Kemet says, among Mormons, He is generally regarded as a prophet on par with Moses and Elijah. In a 2015 compilation of the 100 most significant Americans of all time, Smithsonian Magazine ranked Joseph Smith first in the category of religious figures. Joseph Smith Jr. is the guy who started the Church of Latter-day Saints. They worship him. Oh, you guys in the text messages knew. John Smith. Gene says it's Joseph Smith. All right. So let me just make sure I can verify this here. The black population has grown fastest in states that historically have not had large numbers of black residents. Utah experienced the fastest growth in black population between 2010 and 2022. So a little more than 10 years. I thought it was less than 10 years. It's 12 years. With an increase of 86%. Ladies and gentlemen, just so we're clear, because I'm looking at a whole map of the United States, okay? And I have all 50 states. In all 50 states, it shows the increase in black population. In all 50 states. In Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Idaho, Wyoming, Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont, there has been either a zero or a net negative increase in black population. Believe it or not, there's been a 10% increase of black population in Wisconsin. That's unusual. I didn't know that. It must be because of the babies, y'all having babies. Illinois has seen a minus 1%, so a 1% decrease in black population in Illinois. Utah leads the nation. Where's Texas at? Yeah, Texas has only had a 32% increase in the black population, which is shocking to me because all y'all cousins moved to Texas. You know what? My cousin moved to Texas. My cousin has got so many children. I love her. She's my cousin. She's my first cousin. Her auntie is my mother's sister. My cousin has every time I see her, she has another baby. My cousin came over to my house a couple years ago, and we just hung out. Her and my other cousins, we kick it because we're all like brothers and sisters. She was pregnant. I didn't even know it. She's sitting on the couch, pregnant as hell. Next thing I know, a couple months later, it's like, oh, Sherwin, your cousin had a baby. I said, no, that's impossible. She was just over at the house kicking it. We was just kicking it, talking mess, hanging out. How she have another baby? So yeah, when she was at your house, she was pregnant. Do y'all understand how women can hide a pregnancy? I can't even hide. Like if I had a big dinner last night, I can't hide a full belly with food. I hope she's not listening to this. She's got a lot of kids. What'd you say, Rhea? Somewhere between 5 and 30. Oh, she's got a bunch. One of them, it's at least 5. One of them is grown, like in college. She's like 20 or 21. Her youngest is 7, maybe. No. I swear she's got several kids of the same age. Like I think they were born in the same year. What did you say, Rhea?
How do you not know that's your favorite cousin?
Because I don't be keeping track of kids. That's not my job. I'm not the census. That's her job. Those are my cousins too, apparently. But I don't understand how the black population in Texas has gone up only 32%. What is it about Utah? Can any of you guys tell me, have any of you black people that are really mad at Wisconsin, that hate it here, it's racist here, it's the worst place to raise a black child, have any of y'all considered Utah? What is it about Utah? They have when I say they have the highest growth in black population in the country, they have the highest growth by at least 25%. At least. The other state that has had a high growth of black population is Arizona, with a 52% increase in the black Negro population. Florida got a 23%, Georgia 19%, South Carolina 6%, North Carolina 13%. I got another cousin in Charlotte. He loves it. He loves Charlotte. He likes it very much a lot. He likes it a lot. Charlotte, they say, is a good city. Professor Harvey, I can't think of what Professor Harvey's name is. He was an esteemed professor here in Milwaukee. He used to always call on Earl Ingram's show. He moved to Charlotte too. You know who else moved to Charlotte? A former Milwaukee alderman, Fred Gordon, one of my great mentors. He moved to Charlotte too. But North Carolina has only seen a 13% increase in the black African American population. New York has seen a 5% increase. Connecticut at 23% in the black African American population. Rhode Island has a 42% increase in the black population. Utah, 86%. Take a break, come back. Maybe you guys can demystify for me why so many black African American Negro people are moving to Utah, and they just passed a state law ahead of this increased African American population growth to limit and eliminate diversity, equity, and inclusion in state government and on campuses. So even when you move, the policy is waiting for you, black African American people. We need to just start our own Mormon cult, but a black one. What would we call it? Let's talk about that on the other side. Let's start our own movement. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, it is the effective communication coach, Denise Thomas from Truth Be Told with DT and Telly. Look, y'all, I got to let you know that the best morning show on planet Earth is now streaming live on YouTube every weekday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Yes, Truth Telling Hits with Telly and Truth Swiping are coming at you live and in color every weekday on YouTube. So go to YouTube right now to subscribe to 1017 The Truth and watch Telly and I do our thing and get your morning started off right. Milwaukee Black Talk is now streaming live on YouTube.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With inflation rising at record levels and incomes not keeping pace, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596 or visit www.kwwf.org. That's 800-506-5596 or visit www.kwwf.org.
Sharon needed legal help. She needed Gruber Law Offices.
When I think about Gruber Law Office, I think about how they took care of me, how they make sure that you get what you're supposed to get. Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all. I will always trust one call, that's all.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
They are the best. I'm very happy.
It's big week for First Stage. Truth Nation, the best-selling Percy Jackson series is about to come alive on stage. The Lightning Thief, the Percy Jackson musical, will be showing at the Marcus Performing Arts Center in Milwaukee. When Zeus's master lightning bolt is stolen and Percy becomes his prime suspect, he has to find and return the bolt to prove his innocence and prevent a war between the gods. This entertaining play runs from February 3rd to March 10th. Don't miss The Lightning Thief, a Percy Jackson musical, by visiting firststage.org.
All insurance companies, they want to know where are your cars housed.
Right.
They want to know how far are you driving to get to and from work every day. They want to know all these different things for weather patterns. Are you living in northern Wisconsin or are you living down in Tornado Alley somewhere in Kentucky? These things make a difference as to how your insurance rates are formed. I need you to be factual, and every single time somebody commits these different frauds, it all adds up and everybody ends up paying the price for it down the road.
Erie Insurance, providing the protection you need and the service you expect, all at a great price.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Utah has seen the fastest growth in African American population, more than any other state, by at least 20, if not 25%. So I was trying to figure out why. I'm not sure if anybody has the answers. 61% of the people in Utah are Mormon. That's not the same as 60% of the people in a particular state being Christian. They are Mormon. For nearly 140 years, Mormonism, the Church of Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saints, has taught that black people are inferior and cursed by God. The Mormon leaders who have taught these things in the name of Christianity are revered as prophets, seers, and revelators. Their plain words about these cruel, unscriptural teachings remain for the world to judge. However, in June of 1978, Mormon leaders attempted to erase over a century of outside resentment with the announcement that, quote, worthy black persons could receive privileges and secret initiations that had always been denied them in Mormonism. Oh, yippee. This strange, unexpected turnabout came as Mormon leaders were planning to initiate their final drive to send their missionaries into the remaining lands of the world where Mormonism has been most resisted, particularly Africa. Well, I wonder why Africans would resist Mormonism. Surely this cannot be a coincidence. Nevertheless, the firm Mormon teaching that a whole race of people are cursed with black skin for sins committed by them from before they were born remains to this very day. No announcement or revelation has ever removed it. The following quotations, taken from the authoritative doctoral writings and speeches by Mormon prophets, their supreme earthly leaders and apostles, should serve as a sobering warning of the true nature of Mormonism. It is a religion which curses an entire people one day and offers them greater privileges the next. Brigham Young. I have never yet preached a sermon and sent it out to the children of men that they may not call scripture. Brigham Young. You see, some classes of the human family are black, uncouth, uncomely, disagreeable, sad, he's not done, low in their habits, wild, and seemingly without the blessings of intelligence that is generally bestowed upon mankind. Wait a minute. Black people, why are you going to a place where 60% of the people in the state of Utah? Now, let's just go ahead and assume that 1.7 million people that are Mormon in the state of Utah don't hold these specific beliefs. Let's assume 1 million people do. So not all of the Mormons, but a good million. Let me see. I pulled up a little mappity map of the Utah's 1.09% black. 1%. So what's 1% of 2.5? 25,000 black people, right? 1%. Yeah, because 10% would be 250,000. 100% would be 2.5 million. So 25,000 black people in the Utah state. That's not a lot. That's a minority. That's a tiny itty bitty minority. You see some classes of the human family that are black, uncouth, uncomely, disagreeable, sad, low in their habits, wild, and seemingly without the blessings of the intelligence that is generally bestowed upon mankind. The first man that committed the odious crime of killing one of his brethren will be cursed the longest of any of the children of Adam. Cain slew his brother. Cain might have been killed, and that would have put a termination to that line of human beings. This was not to be, and the Lord put a mark on him, which is the flat nose and black skin. Wait a minute. I didn't know Cain was black. Was he black? Really? I didn't know there was any black people in the Bible. Either there were no black people in the Bible or everybody was like black, Middle Eastern, North African or something. I didn't know Cain. So Cain is black because he killed his brother. That's crazy. Okay. I'm going to talk about the death penalty, which maybe I'm for the death penalty in certain circumstances. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be back for hour 2.
1017 The Truth is now the proud home of Milwaukee Public Schools City Conference basketball. Tune in every week so you don't miss out on the classic rivalry game we all love, the high-flying dunks that leave us in awe, and the memorable moments where Milwaukee basketball legends are born. City Conference Basketball on 101.7 The Truth is sponsored by Milwaukee Public Schools, MPS proud, and presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Coming with straight truth.
And the truth was, after November 3rd, after the election, poof, it was over. It was a political idea. I don't have to wait till it's said and done to realize we got played. I said it back then and I stood 10 toes on it. I said, this ain't no black movement. This something else. Just because it say Black Lives Matter, I started looking at the movement and what was going on, and I said, this is a political agenda.
Catch the Tory Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Milwaukee's favorite station.
Please, Lisa, please, for the love of Jehovah, don't kick me or anybody with a prosthetic leg. Please. Why do I even gotta say please? Because what if you kick me and it falls off? I ain't gonna pick it up. You try to kick me. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hit you with your own leg. I'll teach you a lesson.
Coming with straight truth.
And you know what? If you want to make it about race, I need you to hold your black men accountable. Don't let these black men get away with anything. Because what does that say about you? Because if you're going to be that person who's not going to hold your own people accountable, we have nothing to talk about. I'm sorry, that's a real old school mentality, my guy.
Tune in to all your favorite 101.7 The Truth shows all day, every day by downloading the Truth app.
We got to get back into common courtesy.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the family structure.
Right. It is.
Our extended family, we are all family in Milwaukee. Come on now.
Watch all your favorite 101.7 The Truth shows by subscribing to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here and ready to help. Anyone can call or text 988 or chat via 988wisconsin.org to get connected to a trained Lifeline counselor. Trained counselors are here to support anyone experiencing a suicidal, mental health, or substance use crisis. You can also contact 988 if you are concerned about someone. 988 is confidential and free to all Wisconsin residents. 988 24/7. Call, text, chat. Here to support you. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
No young person should ever have to worry about having a safe place to sleep at night, or whether anyone cares about them.
But the reality is, 1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis and giving them the support and tools they need to succeed in life. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today. Thank you for caring.
Listen to the home of the 5K Gruber Cash Giveaway. 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
All right, y'all.
Yeah.
Welcome to Hour 2 of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. I'm not getting into a religious debate with y'all. Because it's a zero-sum game. It just doesn't make any sense to me how a book... Y'all remember when I told you who profits off the Bible? That Rupert Murdoch, the proprietor of Fox News, makes money off of the publishing of the Bible. It's $500 million every single year that this company collects on the sale of the Bibles globally. That's just... Sometimes I wish I didn't know stuff. But no matter what the Bible may say, or a Christian religion, whatever their sentiments are about other people, about them being inferior, there's so much more. I scrolled down on this page. There's so many horrible things the Mormon religion says about black people. It is astonishing. It almost seems like it is a section of Christianity for people that really, really hate black people, because you can justify it with scripture. But I'm not going to challenge that, because I understand the power that spirituality, not even spirituality, because that's different, that religion has over people and how people, love the Bible and they believe in the Bible. And there's so many different Bible passages that people can accurately apply to their lives. And some people have improved their lives and they have hope and they have faith because of their connection to God and or some kind of religion. So I'm not here to challenge that. What I don't like is that we as black people will bend over backwards to find a way to make the Bible fit for us. I can look at our condition just as darker skinned people, but those of African descent, no matter where we are in the diaspora, we can be anywhere. We are doing disproportionately worse than everybody, no matter where we're at. We've been robbed, we've been stolen from, we've been colonized. Our language, our culture, all stripped from us. We got to fight to get it back. Or we get to a place we just got to create a whole new culture because there's so little that was able to survive of our previous culture. We just create something totally new. How do you worship? I do not want to talk about this. White people do good. We sometimes don't do good. Same religion. How? I can't understand it. I'm perplexed by it. We are, by and large, a Christian people in this nation and believe in the same God as the people that deemed us so inferior, we were purchased property and given zero rights. How are they not punished yet for that? Or are we just, because of the virtue of our genetics and our melanin clearly given to us by God, doomed to suffer while we're on earth and then we get some reward after we die? I don't like them odds. I don't want to have to die to live in some kind of peaceful promised land. That's entirely not fair. It makes me not really care about life if I gotta die to get to the fun stuff. And what if heaven is like, what if it's not all that? How do you know? Have you been there? What if they oversold it? What if heaven is just like a nightclub with a $5 cover charge and a 2-drink minimum? And you're like, I prayed for this? Like, this is what? They're like, well, we got a great DJ tonight. Well, who's DJing? Can't believe that heaven is just a nightclub with a $5 cover charge and a 2-drink minimum. Fine. Well, who's DJing? DJ Brother Z is here tonight. Like, oh, all right. That's fine. That's worth. I can't. So even, y'all know that I've tackled this subject before. I'm just so upset about the Mormons. And so many African Americans are moving into a place that where the predominant religion of that state has got roots in such anti-blackness, like some of this stuff. And I'm trying to move past this topic. I shouldn't have scrolled down. When I scrolled down and saw some of the other stuff they said about black people, like this is in their actual scripture. And this is almost 2 million people in the state of Utah believe in this religion. Now, here's the thing. Not all 2 million of the people that are Mormon in the state of Utah believe some of these really horrible things about African Americans. But with a population of 2.5 million and somewhere right around 25,000 African Americans, there are so few of us to challenge any of the stereotypes or widely held and expected or expected religious like connotations about us. There's not enough of us to combat that. So they probably just don't like us. When Dr. King said he was worried that he was integrating his people into a burning building, I think he meant Utah. Black people should be able to go wherever they want to go. Unless it's Utah, don't go there. Please. Maybe Texas, but I wouldn't recommend that either. Where is there a good state for blacks? Where are we like just killing it? Just Atlanta? There's a lot of murder in Atlanta. Who wants us? Like who has a welcome mat? What state is like, hey, come on, come over here. Come to our state. Is there a state that has like So a lot of states are cutting DEI programs. What state is like, no, we want all the D, the E, and the I. We want all the diversity, the equity, and the inclusion. Hi, black people, come here. We'll give you a job just for being black. Who is offering us incentive to come to their state? Anybody? California's got some stuff going on. They tried reparations. Evanston, Illinois tried some reparations, which obviously is not enough because Illinois is one of the states that has actually seen a net negative growth of black population. Black folks had enough of Illinois. And when I say black people have had enough of Illinois, that means Chicago. The pizza in Chicago was good, but it ain't that good. Is there a state, or maybe is there a country? Do any African countries even want African Americans to come there? I wouldn't be welcome in any African country. That is for sure. I'd get off the plane. Let me see your passport. Oh, you from America. Welcome back home. We are so glad to have you. You have been gone a long time. Sherwin? Hughes? No, it's Hughes. Okay, let me just run this to our database. We keep our database of Americans we do not want in our country. I was like, you don't have to do that, Mugabe. Please don't run my name. No, it's just because I'm married that I run your name just to make sure you're not on the terrorism watch list. Mugabe, is there any way that we can skip this? I assure you, I'm not a terrorist. I'm sure you are not, Mr. Sherwin Hughes. But I just want to make sure. It's customary. It won't take long. Please have a seat. I'm like, great. Here it comes. 45 minutes later. A few moments later. Well, I have some bad news for you, Mr. Sherwin Hughes. Unfortunately, you are on the terrorism watch list of the whole continent of Africa. It doesn't even say why. You are the only person on the terrorism watch list and the whole continent. You must leave at once. Yeah, I can't. The plane is gone. I don't know what you are going to do. You better start swimming. I don't know how to swim. You better learn. And then all of a sudden, you remember in the movie Black Panther, the ladies, the warrior ladies that are bald, all of a sudden they would show up and they'd be holding spears. See, this is why the Africans don't like me. All right, here we go. Hang on, everybody. What's this here? States with and without the death penalty. So I'm against the death penalty. I don't think that governments should be involved in the executions of people. There was just a execution that there was an attempt to get the U.S. Supreme Court to stay the execution, and they used, I think it's experimental, they used like nitric oxide or something to kill him. And there was an interview, because when you have like a spiritual advisor, when you're given the death penalty, there's like a chaplain or something that's in there with you, giving you your last rites, and they're in there with you while you die and while you transfer to wherever you're going, maybe to heaven, maybe somewhere else. Like I said before, heaven, because y'all don't know what it is. Y'all have never been there. And if you've been to heaven before, why are you back? Heaven might just be a nightclub with a discounted cover charge and a decent DJ. What if it's that? What if it's like, oh, this is not what I bargained for? Hang on a second. I just don't think that we should be in the business. Isn't that so? You guys that believe in God, not that I don't believe in God, but I think like there's something, but I just don't want to be affiliated with the religion of the oppressor. That doesn't sit well with me. Some of y'all are cool with it, and I'm not taking that away from you. It just doesn't sit well with me. I've even had the argument that no, people on the West African coast were Christian. We were Christians a long time ago. Like in Ethiopia, which, believe it or not, is, I think, the only African country that has never been colonized ever. Ethiopia, y'all think Ethiopia is something different than it really is. Like, they are and their economy is growing at like double digits. Ethiopia used to be like these pictures of famine. That's not what Ethiopia is. And Ethiopian people are beautiful. Oh my God, the women are incredibly gorgeous. It's not what you think it is. But that is the only African country that has never been colonized by Europe or any other place. That's why they demonized it. Now, they were Christians in Ethiopia long time ago. But there's a fallacy that Western Africans, where those of us who are descended from slaves hail from, those are our ancestors, there was a fallacy that, no, we were Christians over there too. That's a lie. That's a lie. Let me tell you why that's a lie. Because Christians in Europe did not enslave other Christians. They intentionally looked for people that weren't Christians. If that was the case, they would have enslaved one another, but they didn't. Let's be clear. The white people in Europe really hated each other. For thousands of years, they killed each other with rocks. They would just pick up stuff and they would beat each other. Oh, they were at war for a very long time, up until the 1990s, until the Clinton administration created some kind of truce. The white people in Ireland, the Northern Irish people in the Belfast and wherever the other Irish city is, they would just blow each other up because one group was Protestant, one group was Catholic. They would just kill each other. I didn't even know there was that much difference between a Protestant and a Catholic. I know the Catholics have like an indirect relationship with God. Catholics have, you got to communicate with a saint. Right? You got saints for everything. Like, they can't talk to God. Like, God's the CEO. Like, he's in the corner office. You can't, and his door is always closed. So if you have like an issue or something or a grievance, you have a saint. They got a saint of everything. There's even a saint, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not wrong, but someone will still try and correct me. If you're trying to sell your house, there's a saint you put in your backyard. The Catholics even have a saint of real estate. If there's a saint, you bury it upside down or something. It's something weird. And if you put the saint of Shore West or the saint of Zillow, it's something about real estate. If you put it in your yard, you'll sell your house. And what parallel universe does any of that make any sense? So the Catholics, and God bless the Catholics. I grew up with a lot of Catholics. And some Lutherans, but way more Catholics. Here's what I'll say about the Catholics. Not that I want to judge an entire religion of people, but my whites that I grew up with in Brown Deer, those are my white people. Those are mine. A lot of them were Catholic. And I remember they would go to these classes Thursday nights called CCD. Didn't even know what it was, but it sounded fun. I didn't know what CCD was. Those were classes that the kids would have to take so that they could get confirmed. I guess confirmation is a very big deal. There's none of that in the Baptist faith. There's no confirmation of that. No like official ceremony, and they'd go to these classes. I always used to want to go to CCD because it sounded just like a party. But the Catholics, my whites, they're mine. We'll never take them away from me. I grew up with them. They're good people. They were so nice. The Catholics would invite me over for dinner. You guys ever had dinner, like a formal sit down, 6 o'clock on the dot dinner with a white family? It's a very different experience. Not good, not bad. It's just different. It was formal without being overwhelmingly pretentious. They would go around the table and talk about their day. It was really nice. I'm not saying the black families don't do that, but it was just, and plus for many, many years, it was just me, my mother, and my father. My brother is way younger than me, so he didn't come around till I was damn near grown. But it was just different, you know. But they were all very nice to me. And so when I get older, and I get mature, and I go out into the real world, and I meet all sorts of people, the like natural animosity that some African Americans have toward white people, I never had it. And I'm glad I never had just like a built-in hate because of my developmental environment. Like my teachers were white, my coaches were white. You know, people that helped me. Mr. Sherfinsky, I wouldn't have graduated from high school if it wasn't for him. If Mr. Sherfinsky had been racist, you know where I'd be right now? In prison with Dion, probably. Me and Dion would have met in Waupun. We would have met in Green Bay. All right, I'm going to take a break now. Isn't this fun? This is a good time. Rhea, you all right? All right. You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. I'm supposed to be talking about the death penalty. And I just don't understand how someone is pro-life when it comes to a woman's reproductive decision, but you're pro-death penalty. It just doesn't make sense. How can someone be pro-life and pro-war? You would think that pro-life people would be the hippies. They don't want anyone to get hurt or harmed. Of course, they want all the babies to be born, but they also don't want people to go to war. They don't want the death penalty. I just can't understand how you can be something as absolute as pro-life, but pro-death penalty. We really are going to talk about the death penalty on the other side. You were listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. Make sure you download the free 101.7 The Truth app where you can stream this program and all the programs across our lineup to your smartphone or your mobile device. You also can go to youtube.com or open up your YouTube app on that same phone and or smart device, and you can follow us along on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and you can watch the live video. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
It's Dr. Ken Harris, and you can watch me now live on YouTube every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m., and you can watch the best radio show in Wisconsin by going to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube. Watch me explore the issues which are shaping our community while also having fun discussions, pop culture, current events, all kind of stuff going on right here on YouTube right now by subscribing to 101.7 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk is now streaming live on YouTube.
Are you or anyone you know looking for a job? Direct Connect MKE is a social media style platform that empowers you to grow your social network, find career opportunities, and connect with career specialists for success. Visit joindcmke.com today to learn how you can create a profile, upload your resume, and find access to information about jobs, job training, hiring events, and more. DCMKE is locally focused and equips you to grow your social capital and find opportunities that match your career interests. Here's how it works. Join DCMKE and their partner organizations and follow the employees that you find interesting. Then, meet the career advocates in DCMKE's community to start forming meaningful career relationships. And lastly, scroll through your feed to find and apply to new career opportunities and get matched to openings by career advocates. Yeah, it's that easy. Access to great opportunities at the tips of your fingers. Visit joindcmke.com today and connect your dream to reality. That's joindcmke.com.
At Associated Bank, they know opportunity can't wait. If you're a female or minority small business owner, their community uplift loans could be for you. Loans range from $5,000 to $50,000. Get funds in as little as one business day. Talk to a relationship manager today about a community uplift loan and other business banking services. Call 800-270-7725. Visit AssociatedBank.com or stop by your local branch. Because you help build the Midwest and your neighborhoods, they got your back. Associated Bank, your money works here. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
Adrian was seriously injured when a careless driver merged into her lane.
Gruber was there for everything that I needed. Any questions that I had, Gruber was there. They made me feel like everything about my situation and my accident was very important to them. And that made me feel good. And I would definitely call Gruber again for that.
Serving Wisconsin for over 35 years, Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They go above and beyond for their clients.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because our home policies help protect your dreams and come with peace of mind. Save up to 25% by bundling home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Discounts may not apply to all coverages on an auto or home policy. Discounts do not apply to life insurance policies. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
More of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes is next on 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Welcome back to my radio show called The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. Murder rate of death penalty states compared to non-death penalty states. Wouldn't you think that states where there is the death penalty, there would be less murder than states without? Because they say that the death penalty is a deterrent. If you know that if you get caught for doing the murder, you're going to be murdered yourself, a lot of people will be like, I think I'm not going to murder. That would make sense. It's a deterrent. Because you might be really mad at somebody. You ever have somebody really mess your order up at McDonald's? Like real bad? Like you probably shouldn't murder them, but you know what I'm saying? When you get really angry with somebody, maybe you get a second thought if you live in a state where there's the death penalty. I don't believe, I'm thinking very hard now because I want to be accurate. I don't believe I've ever ordered a filet of fish sandwich where the cheese wasn't sliding off of the filet in half, like in the box. I don't think I ever, there's something about, they can't keep the square cheese on the square fish patty. They're both squares. Place it on the square. Okay? I've never had a filet of fish where the cheese for my filet of fish, very good sandwich. It's up there. I'll debate y'all all day on the culinary masterpiece that is a fresh, hot, tartar sauce dripping filet of fish. It's nothing like it. Sometimes when I'm feeling a little sad, go to McDonald's. I put on some jazz, put on a little Boney James, a little Paul Hardcastle, have a little jazz music playing in my car, pull up to the drive-thru. Hey, can I get a filet of fish and a large fry? Sure, that'll be $94.28. I pay my $100. And I just go and I don't even drive home. I just pull over in the parking lot at a McDonald's. It's always a row of people eating their food in their car. You ever notice that? They're all sad. We look at each other, but we pretend not to see. We look at each other. I know what you're going through. And I had that filet of fish, and I take off my shirt. And I just eat. Tartar sauce just drips on my chest. And the cheese that's never on the filet of fish is stuck to the side of the box because they can't figure out how to put square cheese on a square fish patty. What fish is even square? And so what I do, because I paid for that cheese, I scrape it off with my teeth. But listen, but I use my bottom teeth to scrape the cheese. I don't use my top teeth because they're angled wrong. So I got this box, the filet of fish box, to where I can angle it to where I can use my bottom teeth. Like I do an underbite, so my bottom teeth are exposed, and they're my cheese scrapers. I'm not the only one. Hello, Bob.
Hello, Sherwin. You know, you said the death penalty. Then we talking about some fish, and that joke wasn't funny about you ripping some cheese off from your fish. I don't know why you was laughing so hard.
It's not funny at all. It's very serious. Why are you judging me of all people?
Well, I'm just telling the truth, man. You said, we're going to talk about the death penalty. And then here you talking about a fillet of fish. And then laughing about how you peel the cheese off of it. And you actually think that was funny?
I don't care if it's funny or not, Bob. I am not here to amuse you. I'm telling my story.
Well,
you better get to it, man. You better get to it.
Okay, look. You're getting an award.
For what?
You know, I can tell you're going to get an award. Because number one, You had this old man come down there once, not once, but twice, not twice, but 3 times. And then other people got to understand who's disabled to make it on their own. And to verify it, Lisa called in and said, I want to bake you a cake. And then she said, no, Lisa, no. And Lisa said, Bob, come down there with one arm. That's to verify it. And, and the second thing you did, you got me angry yesterday because you mocked me about smoking. Yeah, smoke in the phone. Come on, let me hear the smoke. So I have stopped smoking. You are not tougher than me. Now look, a little old lady and a little old white lady or black lady, yeah, they'll beat me. That's why you beat me, fighting. But I would checkmate you anytime. So you are not, so don't ask me, have you stopped smoking today? Give me a couple of weeks to get that anger out, But you got me mocked me. You mocked me yesterday about smoking. And I had a cigarette in my hand. So you are not tougher than me. So that's why you're going to win an award. And you deserve it, You stop me from smoking, I'm going to say, don't ask me now. You had an actual show on smoking. That's really something. That's pretty heroic, And who knows, you might become a preacher talking about church. The reason the United States is number one because they had the gospel, to me, is my feeling, more spreading the gospel more than any country in this world. Any country. And so who gonna mess with the United States? Man, the United States is awesome. And that's why I think.
You think we spread the gospel more than any other country?
In the world, that's what I believe, yeah.
Not Western European countries, not the English Empire that colonized basically 3/4 of the world, not them. They brought Christianity to basically 4 corners of the globe, but the United States, you believe, did more than the British Empire? Or the Dutch, or the French, or the Spanish, all of them were Catholic? You think that, okay, I'm just trying to get your opinion.
I think this. He chooses who he wants. And he just happened to want the United States to be the most powerful country in the world.
We're not really the most powerful country in the world, though, Bob. It's China. And then after that is like Germany. Bob, do you even go to church? Are you a religious person? What religion are you, Bob?
Yeah, I'm. No.
What religion is you, man? Where your church home is?
Well, I used to go to church all the time. You
used to. How come you don't go to church no more, Bob? You heathen. You sinner.
Because you really don't have to go to church. I found out, and you might become a preacher one of these days. That's what you might become.
Bob, you're a womanizer and a gambler and a smoker. Smoking is a sin too. You need Jesus real bad. Real bad. You keep it up, you gonna meet him. Courtesy of me. You gonna meet him. You want to meet him?
Talk to you later. Talk to you.
Checkmate you. I'll push Bob down a flight of stairs. I will. And I'll pretend like, oh no, he's old. He fell. Old people fall. He'll fall down. He'll try to break the fall with his one arm. The arm just be flailing. Arm would just be, oh no, I'm falling down the stairs. Oh no, it's more stairs. Why so many stairs? Oh, my arm. I wish my other arm worked. It don't work. Oh, why the stairs keep coming? I can't believe. Is there going to be a bottom to the stairs? Oh. Checkmate. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 1017 The Truth.
I want you to really stress the importance of having an ethnically diverse blood supply. But I guess, what do you say to people that, for whatever reason, are apprehensive about giving blood?
It's not by accident that we are building this fixed donation site right in the heart of this Halyard Park, Harambe neighborhood. And to your point, our black and brown donors, it probably represents the smallest demographic in our donor base. That's attributed to multiple reasons. For those of us that understand the history, there is a lot of underlying mistrust of the healthcare system. And quite frankly, there's already challenges with how busy people are, how accessible they are to even know where to go to donate blood. And let's face it, a lot of folks are scared of needles, right? But when they get through all of that, the importance, I think, is a heavier burden on our black and brown communities, because there are a lot of different blood diseases that require what I'll call more of a match in blood that only comes from people of similar ethnicities. Something that's specific to our black donors and patients is something that I think your listeners are very familiar with: sickle cell disease. The only therapy that gets them through their day-to-day life is blood transfusions. And it's not just a what I'll call average or normal blood type or blood transfusion. It's actually a specific blood with a specific type called RO blood. And this RO blood typically only comes from people of African descent and Hispanic descent. And so that's why it's so important that our donor base is diverse, so that it helps our ethnically diverse patient population.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
Whether you're an artist playing accountant, a barista trying to be a bean counter, or a student just looking to get started, the UW Credit Union app lets you be free to be you, with free credit scores, free online bill pay, and the ability to send money to friends. Because with fewer fees, you can do more of what you love. UW Credit Union, here for every you. Join today at uwcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Walter's Home Inspection, get it inspected today. Discover the world of home ownership with Walter's Home Inspection. Your dream home may look perfect, but is it? Walter's Home Inspection protects your property with inspections tailored to your needs. From buyer's inspection to new construction, uncover your property's true potential and make the best decision for your business or family. And contact Walter's Home Inspection. Get it inspected today.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Dreams of you are so fine, baby. Since I woke up, so is my state of mind. Ooh, since we've been apart, baby, God has healed my heart. And darling, your love is just like music. You and me are meant to be. Come share your song with me.
Now, if Marvin Gaye was the headlining act at the $5 nightclub in heaven, worth it. The nightclub is probably called Heaven's Gate. DJ Brother Z headlines. He's a resident. But DJ Brother Z wouldn't be dead. He would just do gigs in heaven and then would come back to be on earth to produce shows and then DJ in Milwaukee. Hey, Zach, so where are you at this week? I'm at room 7, and then I'm going to be at Playmakers. And I'm at Heaven's Gate Thursday morning. Yeah, Heaven has got a different time schedule. Oh, cool. All right, I'll be back. Sunday afternoon. Let's talk to. Hello, Miss Griffin. How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
I got a surprise for you. When I finish them, I'm making the logo. Remember I told you on the paper I drew the pictures of caps with the logo on it?
You sure did.
Okay, well, I'm going to bring you caps in. You're going to be crazy about them.
Wait a second, Miss Griffin. You actually made hats. You
Not the caps itself. I'm just putting the logo on there. Some going to be in gold. Some going to be in silver. You'll like it. Just a sample.
So you made 1017 The Truth logos.
Yeah, see, I'm gonna buy the caps and then I'm putting it in gold, putting the writing in gold. It's gonna be in gold threading. You're gonna like it. I can't tell you everything.
That's so nice of you, Miss Griffin, but I cannot ask you to do it. I cannot ask you to spend your money.
But I want to do it because if your sponsor would have some made, you could make money. I mean, when you go on your trips, your assignments, that'll help you a lot with your lunch and with your gas. I'm doing this out of my own heart. Okay, all right.
Miss Griffin, can I at least pay you?
No, sir. This is out of my own heart. I do craft work, and I just love to do whatever I come up with. I just love to do it. You're going to be crazy about it.
I know I am, Miss Griffin. I'm still going to find a way to pay you. How about I make you a German chocolate cake?
Well, you ain't going to know what I'm bringing. When I'm bringing it, I'll just give it to one of the girls and say, take this package to Sherwin, please. Mr. Sherwin.
Thank you, Miss
Have a
Griffin.
good day, Mr. Sherwin.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Griffin.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Miss Griffin.
It reminds me of a black bald-head bed bug. You hear me? Slithering around trying to get some blood only at night, because you don't hear him at day.
That was the same Miss Griffin is making. What is happening? She's like 90 years old, Joe. I can't have her make. She sent me, oh my God, I hope I still have it. She sent me a rendering of Northridge Mall of like, it could be a sports complex. She had, this could be for baseball. This could be for the youth sports over here in the football. Here's the parking lot. Here's the cafe. She literally drew it out by hand on a piece of paper. Then on the other side of it was a big old piece of paper. She mailed it to me a couple months ago. And then she had Truth logos that, like she said, we would put on hats and we can sell them and make money. So we already have a Truth logo that I guarantee we paid somebody a lot of money to create, but that doesn't matter. And she said, oh, when you go on your assignments, do y'all know what actually happens when we go on assignment? Have you ever noticed something? I'll only speak for myself. When you listen to a show and it's a replay or whatever they do when I'm not here, because I don't listen when I'm not here, because clearly I'm on assignment. Have you ever noticed that when I come back from assignment, I don't come back with anything? Like I went on assignment, meaning like, oh, Sherwin he's doing something. He's covering a story. He's getting some research. He's doing very important work. Have you ever noticed that? That when we go on assignment, we don't come back with a completed assignment? Just FYI, because a lot of times, I'm not going to say any names. Not going to say names. I don't do that here. I'm like a steel trap. Somebody tells me stuff. Y'all wouldn't believe the secrets that I hold. Some of y'all think that if you tell me certain things about other people, that I'm going to expose those other people. I'm not going to do that. I'm not here for that. I keep secrets. But a lot of times when people are on assignment, they're hungover. I'm not saying who or anything, but a lot of times, because have you noticed when they come back from assignment, there's like, oh, so-and-so was on assignment for 4 days. I can't wait to hear about their assignment. There's not anything. Well, Melanie's assignments is basketball, but she actually comes back with basketball talk. Melanie be interviewing all the people and making fun of me on my Facebook. I'm not really sure where she has the time. Maybe that's what her assignment is. She always be messing with me on Facebook. I don't mess with nobody on Facebook. In fact, I don't really be on Facebook like that no more. I got a little Facebook group called Hughes Views where I share information that I share on the show in that Facebook group. Other than that, I don't really mess with y'all on Facebook and all the gossipy stuff y'all do. Social media is poison. I told you I got rid of my TikTok. I feel good. I feel so much better. I feel like a weight has been lifted off of my shoulders. TikTok was too in my life. I was on it too much. And this fed me stuff. And a lot of it is just bogus stuff about relationships. Oh, you got to watch out for that. I made the mistake once. Won't make it again. Saw something on TikTok. And I asked my significant other about this thing that this creator who I never heard of said, ask your woman this question. Ask her right now. And if she gives this answer, she ain't no good. So I already went into it with low expectations of the answer I was going to get. And just me asking the question started hellfire. Hellfire. So I'm done. Nah, that's not.
You got to bring it up now. What was the question?
Let's put it this way. It is about a woman's past. Don't ask. Might have been related to body count. Maybe Rhea. Don't ask. Because that's a death penalty question. Every woman is going to lie. Guess what? Every man is going to lie too. Most men are going to inflate the number of people that they have slept with. You can look at a man and tell if he's getting any or not. Men have a confidence and have a swagger if they are successful at pulling wool. You know what I mean? You can tell if a dude don't got no pull. You can tell because he's walking around. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go over here and get some French fries, and I'm going to go over and get a malt. I'm not going to get a shake. I'm going to get a malt, and I'm going to drink it. That man ain't getting none. A man that's getting some. Yeah, I think I'm going to go on over here and give me a T-bone steak and some frozen custard. Now that man he's racking up. Yeah, I'm going to get a large fry probably and from Dairyland over here at the 3rd Street Market Hall. Men that don't get any just wear backpacks wherever they go. They're not in school. There's nothing in it. It's like a notebook. Just walking around with a backpack. Around 2,400 prisoners are currently facing execution in the United States. The national death row population has declined for 20 consecutive years as sentence reversals, executions, and deaths by other causes are outpacing new death sentences. Is this death row? Holy smokes. Death row prisoners by state. Oh, you ain't going to believe this. North Dakota, none. Minnesota, none. Iowa, none. Wisconsin, none. Illinois, none. Michigan, none, because we don't have the death penalty. New York, none. No inmates on death row in either of the Virginias, nor Delaware, nor Maryland, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts. Vermont has none. New Hampshire has one. Maine has 0. If you had to guess, ladies and gentlemen, what state do you think has the largest number of death row inmates? I would have guessed it's Texas. Texas has 192 people on death row. That's a lot. Florida has 313. Mississippi has 36. Alabama has 167. Missouri has 18 people on death row. Arkansas has 28 people on death row. Louisiana has 63 people on death row. Oklahoma, 40. Nebraska, 9. Nope. Kansas, 9. Nebraska, 11. South Dakota has 1. Montana has 2 people on death row. Oregon has none. Idaho has 8. Utah has 7. They're probably all black. Nevada has 62. Arizona has 114. California, if you had to guess. I usually will aim these questions at Rhea. Rhea, if you had to guess, how many people does the very liberal left-leaning, California is so left-leaning, it's about to break off into the ocean, so left-leaning. If you had to guess, how many inmates does California have on death row currently?
At least 500,000.
Damn, no! And 500,000 people waiting to die? No.
50,000.
665. Didn't I just say the other states have 9, 18, 40? Texas has 192. Florida has 313. Alabama 167. But California got 500,000 people on the. Well, you go to California, you just.
Maybe not 500,000. It's a big state.
It's 665.
600?
665.
Right, 500,000. See? What do you mean?
Why do I come here? I don't understand. All right, I need to take a break. Now I'm going to give you the murder rate in death penalty states versus non-death penalty states going back to 1990. You would think that a state that has a death penalty has got less murder, right? Because it's a deterrent. Like, oh, no, I'm not going to kill you because if I get caught, I'm going to get killed myself. We're going to talk about that on the other side. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be back shortly.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Calling all Black-owned business and entrepreneurs. The award-winning 1017 The Truth and Associated Bank have teamed up for our Black Business Give Back. Go to blackbusinessgiveback.com for your chance to sign up to receive 3 months of free advertising on The Truth, valued at $6,000. It is that easy. Grow your business today by signing up for our Black-owned business Give Back. For official contest rules, head to blackbusinessgiveback.com, member FDIC.
For the brave men and women of the United States military, it has been said that some gave all, but all gave some. At Tayback Law, we honor these sacrifices by working to ensure veterans receive the benefits they're entitled to. I am Monica Ireland Karras. I am a partner and a VA-accredited rep at Tayback Law. If you're a vet and you have been wrongfully denied your veterans benefits, visit taybackattorneys.com to set up a free evaluation. At Tayback Law, we fight for those who fought for us. Contact Tayback for the payback. taybackattorneys.com.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He has inspired generations of change leaders, and many more are to come. Let's celebrate his legacy by enjoying incredible speeches by Milwaukee Public Schools students.
I believe everyone is equal, but some people disagree or don't believe that. That is when we fail as a society. To me, the only reason we are different is because of our characteristics. But now we use that as an advantage to cause chaos. But why? Why should we feel scared after an incident that happened years ago? Why should they be the one to hurt our family? Even after the I Had a Dream speech, we still aren't free. Countries are fighting. Shootings are growing. People are dying. But why? Why can't we feel safe enough to just go outside when we have to worry about being kidnapped? All I wish for is a world that equals peace. No racism, no killing, no abuse. Just peace. So instead of waiting for it, let's create it. We can start in our homes and neighborhoods. Together, we can remake that world exactly how we imagined it. The people in your team will support and believe you. Just as I said before, let's remake that wonderful world. You know what they say, if we work together, we can get anything done. We can achieve our goal. We will create this peaceful world together.
Marcus Performing Arts Center and We Energies are proud to sponsor the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Speech Contest and pleased to share these extraordinary student speeches with you. It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
In 1990, I was 15 years old. The murder rate in death penalty states, this must be per 100,000. Yeah. So in 1990, the murder rate in death penalty states was 9.5 murders per 100,000 people. The murder rate in non-death penalty states was 9.16, so 4% higher in death penalty states. In 1991, I was 16. That's when I got my driver's license. I failed my driver's test first time I took it. I couldn't drive at all. You know where I failed? Parallel parking. So I took my driver's test in a 1985 Camaro. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with these or if you remember these. There are these things called louvers. They're blinds. Essentially, they're metal blinds that they would put on F-body sports cars back in the 70s and the 80s. Look it up. If you're a younger person, you don't know what louvers are because they don't put those on cars anymore because you can't see. You can't see out the back of a car with louvers, but they look sporty. Actually, they look stupid. At the time, they look sporty. So my mother had a Camaro, and my dad had to customize everything. So he put louvers on my mama's Camaro. Bad idea. My mother's a terrible driver. My mother's been driving probably since the Model T. My mother's first car was a horse. Terrible driver. I don't know where we was coming. I think he was coming back from a wedding in Chicago. You know how sometimes when you don't keep the vehicle straight on the highway and you run off the road and you hear those ridges? Because they let you know that you're off the road. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Sometimes on the shoulder road, they'll have ridges. You ever go to like a tollway and when you're getting close to the tollway, you'll hear the ridges? You know what I'm talking about? So we were coming back from a wedding in Chicago. I think it was my cousin Devin's wedding. And my mother my mother doesn't even drink. My mother had, in my lifetime, and I'm almost 50, I've seen my mother drink alcohol twice. She got a pina colada when we went to Red Lobster when I was like 9. And then we went to Fox and Hounds, and I got an ice cream drink. Me and my brother got ice cream drinks. You can't get ice cream drinks everywhere. I don't know what it is. It was like let me tell you, it was like a chocolate sundae with some kind of liqueur in it, chocolate liqueur, something in it. Woo! It was good. It was like a shake, a boozy shake. And Emma was like, let me try that. I ain't going to like it. I don't like no alcohol. Let me try. I said, go on, Emma. Go ahead. Because I knew she wouldn't like it. I figured she was going to give it right back. Like, I don't like it. Man, you understand? She took my little boozy shake that I got at the Fox and House, and she didn't give it back. She kept it. You know what else was interesting? By the end of dinner, Emma just kept talking. And then when I was at the post office, and then back in 1973, you ain't going to believe it, I used to work with this woman named Gertrude. And I was like, Emma, do you have a buzz? Emma, are you faded? So anyway, we're driving back from a wedding in Chicago. And my mother she like veered off the road, and I heard the ridges. She quickly got back in the lane. And I look at her like, yo, you good? She got mad at me. Imagine that. She can't keep the car straight, goes off the side of the road to where you hear the ridges on the shoulder of the road. That's what tells you you're not on the highway no more. And she goes back into the lane. I look at her. She look at me. What you looking at? I was like, Emma, I know you're religious, but we don't all want to meet Jesus because you can't drive a vehicle. And I hope she's listening too. In 1992, the murder rate was 9.5 murders per 100,000. In non-death penalty states, it was 8.64, 10% lower. In 93, the murder rate was 10% lower in states that don't have the death penalty. In 1994, it was 17% lower in states that don't have the death penalty. In 1995, the murder rate was 46% lower in states that don't have the death penalty. In 96, 44% lower. 97, 42%. 98, 41%. And every single year up until the most recent year I have data, which is 2019, the murder rate in states that don't have the death penalty is lower by double digits, with a high being 47% lower in 2007. So having the death penalty in your state with this data means that your murder rate is going to be higher. The death penalty doesn't work. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be back for hour 3.
Truth Nation, it is the effective communication coach, Denise Thomas from Truth Be Told with DT and Telly. Look, y'all, I got to let you know that the best morning show on planet Earth is now streaming live on YouTube every weekday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Yes, Truth Telling Hits with Telly and Truth Swiping are coming at you live and in color every weekday on YouTube. So go to YouTube right now to subscribe to 1017 The Truth and watch Telly and I do our thing and get your morning started off right. Milwaukee Black Talk is now streaming live on YouTube.
We have Thursday night basketball on 1017 The Truth. The Panthers head to Fort Wayne, Indiana to take on the Purdue Fort Wayne Mastodons.
Pratt at the top to catch. Eric step back three on the way. Got it at the buzzer.
Scott Warris has the coverage Thursday starting at 5:30 on 1017 The Truth and the Educators Credit Union Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield.
Stewart for three, and he buries it from the right wing. And there is always room for Jell-O.
Tip-off happens at 6 o'clock. Milwaukee's favorite station.
Please, Lisa, please, for the love of Jehovah, don't kick me or anybody with a prosthetic leg. Please. Why do I even gotta say please? Because what if you kick me and it falls off? I ain't gonna pick it up. You try to kick me. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hit you with your own leg. I'll teach you a lesson.
Coming with straight truth.
And you know what? If you want to make it about race, I need you to hold your black men accountable. Don't let these black men get away with anything. Because what does that say about you? Because if you're going to be that person who's not going to hold your own people accountable, we have nothing to talk about. I'm sorry, that's a real old school mentality, my guy.
Tune in to all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows all day, every day by downloading the Truth app.
We got to get back into common courtesy.
It's about the family structure.
Right. It is.
Our extended family, we are all family in Milwaukee. Come on now.
Watch all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows by subscribing to 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Welcome to Hour 3 of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. I feel like I got distracted from my death penalty conversation. I mean, you got the gist of it, right? This one comes from theroot.com. Black man's death row conviction overturned, and you won't believe the reason why. A Mississippi man has a shot at a new trial after his death penalty conviction was tossed out by a district judge. Why? Well, the prosecutor was found to have had some sleazy, racist practices that kept black jurors from the courtroom. Without having to go through the entire history of the American criminal justice system, I'll give you a little brief synopsis. There was never really any intention for black people to be free and citizens with the same rights as everybody else. So there has to be something in existence that's legal, that's legitimate and constitutional, where black people can be removed from society because of stereotypes about us or because we were never wanted to be a part of American society, that we offered no value, we offered no real contribution other than our forced labor, because they didn't want African Americans mixing and mingling with general genteel white society. So there has to be something, a place for us to go to where, and when it really comes down to it, it's economic. If black people, black men and black women have skills that are in demand, if we know how to perform tasks, and if we know how to perform labors, if we know how to perform trades, we and our skills and our tasks and our trades should not ever be able to compete with white folks. And if they have the same skills, tasks, and trades where we are competing with them, because they got to feed their families. So you have to have a place for African Americans that limits our economic participation in society, but keeps us hampered forever. That's why felonies last forever. That is why if you get a felony in this country, only 2 entities can pardon you. That's a governor if you're convicted of a state crime, and a president. I assure you, ladies and gentlemen, as the day is long, it was always expected that governors of all 50 states, not even 50 states at the time, and the presidents of the United States would all be white. So if someone was granted a pardon for their felonious conviction, it would have to be via a white man's okay. And even to this day, we have not had many black governors, not in America. Deval Patrick, he was a governor of, I would like to say, Massachusetts. I don't know where he is now. He's gone, but he was an heir apparent, we thought, to be president of the United States. So there has to be a place for African Americans. And here's the thing. So when we have limited political power, this is why I get so angry when black African American people don't vote. Because what they'll do is they'll look at information and data and statistics and census data, and they will say, okay, well, where are the black people moving to? Because we got to be ready for them when they come. Oh, they're moving to Utah? Utah, you go ahead and pass your ridiculous restrictions and reductions and eliminations of diversity, equity, and inclusion. They can always make policy. I need y'all to remember this. If I say nothing else of any importance, please remember this. They always can make policies that can do disproportionate harm to black people. And a lot of that is because there are so few of us that are in politics. There's even fewer of us that vote, especially in the races and in the elected positions that matter, that they'll always have that advantage. They will always be able to make policies based upon data and statistics of African Americans, either our levels of education or our migration patterns or whatever. They can make laws and rules that can hamper our progress, and they'll be able to continue to do that when we give each other reasons why we're not going to participate in politics. We will get to a point where if African American voter turnout is so robust that even white politicians will have to say, we have to do right by African Americans or we'll never hold public office again. And there's a lot of jurisdictions and counties and cities and metro areas in this country where that is actually the case. If African American voter, if you vote for no other reason, vote so that they can't make policies and they can't elect people who are against our best interests, because that is a surefire way that somebody gets to public office that does not have the black community's interests in mind, is if we don't vote. If we don't vote, we can sway elections. Now, I hate that it's only a national election, because this Donald Trump, Joe Biden debate, this is going to be a very tough one. Now, you guys know where I'm at on that, but it's not a personal thing with me and Joe Biden. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, he's too old or I don't like him. All of that stuff is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. It's a whole bunch of people that y'all don't like, but guess what? You deal with it. Y'all don't like your bosses. Y'all don't like your managers. I bet you ain't quitting your job. You can't stand your boss. You can't stand your manager. You probably work with somebody that brings tuna fish to work every day and they put it in the microwave. It's disgusting. But you're not going to quit your job. Speaking of fish, not just the fillet. I went to the St. Paul Fish Market yesterday in the public market. Whew. So I didn't get it because, I'm a vegan. They have the best lobster roll you've ever had in your life. Ever. I've had some of the best lobster rolls this side of the Mississippi River, including in Florida, where they catch the lobster and then they roll it. I love a good lobster roll. Best lobster roll I've ever had my entire life is at the Tiki Bar, St. Paul Fish Market Tiki Bar. Oh, it's the same thing. They got an inside place and they got a little bar on the outside, whatever. You know what else you got to get from the St. Paul Tiki Bar Fish Market place? It's on the east end of the public market, at the very back. This is going to sound weird, but they're the most delicious appetizer I've ever had. And I've had a lot of delicious appetizers. I've had all sorts of sushi as appetizer. I like eel. I didn't think I liked eel and sushi. I like it. It's good. Tempura shrimps, crabs and meats. Delicious. Num, 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 num. I've had many a different buffalo wing, many flavors, many styles. Hot, not hot, sweet, tangy, teriyaki. Not really a fan of teriyaki, but when in Rome, you eat a teriyaki wing. The best appetizer I've ever had. It's going to sound weird. I've even had octopus. Have you ever had a grilled octopus tentacle in butter and garlic? Oh, thank you, Rhea. Holy smokes. And guess who has the best octopus tentacle? Ouzo Cafe on Milwaukee Street. Some of the best Greek food I've ever had in my entire life. If y'all go to any of the restaurants that I go to, you better tip because they're going to tell me. They're going to tell me if y'all don't tip. Like Sherwin, some listeners of your program came into our restaurant. How do you know they're listeners of my program? How would you know that? Because they're very attractive and they smell delightful. Okay, fair enough. Because all of you are very attractive. I have some of the most attractive listeners in all of radio. You know which radio host has the least attractive listeners? I'm not going to say it. No, I'm not going to say it. But here's the most delicious appetizer I've ever had. It does sound weird, but they're so good, y'all. Grouper cheeks. If you know, you know. Rhea's on the phone, but I want to know if she's ever had grouper cheeks. So right now, Rhea's on the phone. I don't think she can hear me because she's talking to somebody on the phone. But it came up on my phone as no caller ID. So I'm wondering. Poke nachos? Ken? Like Dr. Ken? Oh. Rhea, have you ever had grouper cheeks? Grouper, the fish, cheeks. You don't know what you're missing. At the St. Paul Fish Market, they prepare them in like a buffalo sauce, and they serve them with celery and blue cheese. They serve them with the same condiments you would serve chicken wings. I can't even explain to you how delicious they are. They are light, tender, flaky. So if you like fish, if you like grouper is a very mild tasting fish, but they make the cheeks, the face of the grouper. Yeah, the cheeks. And they're just delightful, and they're just tender. They're succulent and juicy. And I don't know, I think they fry them, but it's a very light fry coating, and they douse them in buffalo sauce. Man, salivating right now just thinking about it. Let's talk to. Hi, Ken. How are you?
Hey, brother. What's going on? I know you were talking about experiencing different snacks.
Yes.
And you sound like you have a lot of, experience all over. So me and my wife had the opportunity of experiencing poke nachos in Hawaii. Now, I did find a place here. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it's poke fish, and it's nachos, and it's tuna, and there's some type of sauce. But we traveled Hawaii for about 2 days searching every restaurant on Kona Island. And we finally found a little spot that makes poke nachos. And just try to check it out. If you can find a place here, I know a place, but like I said, off the top of my head, I can't think of it. But poke nachos, man, is just the craziest flavor blend ever, bro.
I know a Hawaiian restaurant. The only one that I know of is in Wauwatosa. It's called Ono Kaini Grinds. If there is a restaurant that has poke nachos, it'll be Ono Kaini Grinds on like 71st and North Avenue. I think I might go there after work. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you.
All right. He said he went. I ain't going to Hawaii getting no poke nachos. I like poke. In fact, of my favorite restaurants in Milwaukee by neighborhood, I got heat from y'all for that because there was no. It's like a half dozen or more. It's like more than that. Man, like 10 different neighborhoods in Milwaukee where I have a favorite restaurant, and y'all was mad that I didn't have any quote unquote North Side restaurant because I don't eat that. I don't eat catfish. I don't eat fried chicken. And I'm not that I'm stereotyping North Side restaurants, but my culinary palate is incredibly diverse. And okay, a good North Side restaurant, I'm assuming it's soul food or barbecue. Y'all, my family makes better soul food and barbecue than I would ever buy. I grew up in a family full of soul food wizardry. I'm talking about soul food skullduggery to the highest degree. I'm not going to buy food that I can get at home that tastes better. And plus, y'all are crazy with the prices. I'm sorry, but no, I'm not doing the expensive. Get a half a rib tip, some dry macaroni and cheese, and some coleslaw that's got sawdust on it for $32.47. You can miss me with that. Never. Sorry. We need to expand and get out of our bubble, black folks. Now, I did have, so one of my restaurants is called Central Cafe. It's on East Center Street in River West. Do y'all know the River West is a North Side neighborhood? River West is not the East Side. It is not. The East Side is east of the river. River West is the North Side. But y'all don't see it. Black folks have weird geography in this city. I used to live in River West. I did not live on the East Side. I live west of the river on the Humboldt. That's the North Side neighborhood. Don't let the white folks tell you any different. They got different geography than we do. That is a North Side neighborhood. One of my favorite restaurants is Central Cafe on Center Street, East 800 block of East Center Street. Very good, delicious restaurant. Another one of my favorites, they closed. Ooh, I was mad when they closed this. It's called Triciclo. It was Peruvian. It's on 38th and Valide. They made empanadas there that were next level. You know how some people, they can't orgasm? And it's very sad. It's sad. So maybe it's psychological or maybe it's trauma related. It's very sad. It is. If you had one of the empanadas from Triciclo, it was on 38th and Valide, your orgasms would flourish. They had this one empanada. And I don't know if you can still buy them in stores or whatever, but it was corn and cheese, just very basic ingredients, but it was so delicious. And then they had another one that was soy chorizo. You guys know chorizo sausage. Of the plant-based alternatives to meat, soy chorizo probably tastes better than actual real pork chorizo. It's so good. And so they made this empanada with soy chorizo. And I'm so sad that that restaurant closed. Now, it's very interesting, though, because when you think North Side restaurant, you think, oh, black people. Other than African restaurants, which a couple of them made my list, I love African food. I like Ethiopian food. It's fantastic. It's so very delicious. It's so good. Oh, my God, it's delicious. Black folks just make just like soul food and barbecue. You know, that's unfortunate. So there's not, I could be wrong. There could be a black restaurant where they make only Italian food. I think we as black restaurateurs, and there's plenty, would fare better if we had restaurants where we made our versions of other ethnicities' cuisine. Have you had lasagna from the Olive Garden or Maggiano's or Bravo at Brookfield Square. They got a good lasagna, actually. At Bravo, it's good. It's good. It's not bad. It's good. But if y'all ever had Italian food from, or even a more upscale or sophisticated Italian restaurant, the answer is probably yes, right? And if they may have very good lasagna at an Italian restaurant, prepared in the way of Italy. We prepared it like we did in the Salerno. We make the garlic and we make the sauce. Okay, it's good. Black women make the best lasagna I've ever had in my entire life. Period. This is a suggestion, because there's so many black restaurants that pop up and then they fail because they all make the same food. And soul food is really unique because the family you grew up in creates your taste for soul food. If your mama and your big mama and your sisters and your aunties and your cousins make the collard greens this way and they make the turkey in the dressing this way and it's seasoned this way and it's got thyme and it's got sage in it and they use this kind of cornbread, then if you have soul food that is different than that, you're not going to like it. We're weird when it comes to soul food. I can't eat other people's soul food because it's wrong. It just tastes foul. It tastes like, I don't know. I get weirded out by it. But we make the same food. We need a black restaurant, like a black burger joint. We make the best hamburgers ever. And you got to serve it on Wonder Bread. You're listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. We're talking about the death penalty. I don't know how you're going to title this show, Rhea. You're just going to have to... I'm staring at this guy's picture, his death row mugshot. He's staring at me. Well, there's a guy who was on death row in Mississippi, but he's getting a new trial because apparently one of the attorneys representing the defense, the prosecution was racist. So we got to get rid of the death penalty because I'm not going to tell you guys a history of the criminal justice system. I started to. We ended up talking about poke nachos. But the criminal justice system, its original intent, because there really was no criminal justice system like in the 1600s. It really didn't have one. It wasn't like an institution like it is now, but it's designed to take black people out of circulation. That's what it's designed for. So if we still have a criminal justice system that hasn't been reformed, then some of its original intent is still going to be there. I cannot live in a nation that has a death penalty where a criminal justice system was created and fortified as an institution to take black people out of circulation. So we all should be against the death penalty because I don't want an innocent person who's been framed or evidence was planted to get murdered on the death row, because that's not, you don't do that. We're a pro-life country, are we not? We are when it comes to abortion. Then just be pro-life when it comes to the death penalty. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation is Telly Hughes from Truth Be Told with Denise Thomas and Telly Hughes, and I have to let you know that the best morning show in the country is streaming live on YouTube every weekday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Yes, DT and I are now waking you up in the a.m. live every weekday on YouTube. So go to YouTube right now to subscribe to 1017 The Truth so you can watch Denise and I get your morning started off right. Milwaukee Black Talk is now streaming live on YouTube.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With inflation rising at record levels and incomes not keeping pace, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596 or visit www.kwwf.org. That's 800-506-5596 or visit www.kwwf.org.
At Associated Bank, they know opportunity can't wait. If you're a female or minority small business owner, their community uplift loans could be for you. Loans range from $5,000 to $50,000. Get funds in as little as one business day. Talk to a relationship manager today about a community uplift loan and other business banking services. Call 800 270-7725. Visit AssociatedBank.com or stop by your local branch. Because you help build the Midwest and your neighborhoods, they got your back. Associated Bank, your money works here. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
From my family and myself, I would like to say thank you to Gruber Law Offices for taking such good care of us.
I would say thank you because you were so human and so much of a friend during the whole process.
I'm super grateful for them representing me and doing all that they did for me.
I would just say thank you for making me feel better.
That's why I'm here, to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Protect your dream home with American Family Insurance. And you can weather any storm. You'll also save up to 25% by bundling home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote. Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Discounts may not apply to all coverages on an auto or home policy. Discounts do not apply to life insurance policies. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Don't understand why we can't just hold on to each other's hands.
No. Hey, we're going to give away some tickets. 4 tickets to go see The Lightning Thief, the Percy Jackson musical. You can see the play that brings the popular book series to life right in front of your eyes, but we're not doing it now. You can watch the magic unfold live, as we're going to give you a 4-pack to see The Lightning Thief, the Percy Jackson musical at the Marcus Center's Todd Weir Theater, downtown Milwaukee. You can get your tickets to see The Lightning Thief, the Percy Jackson musical. Visit firststage.org. That's firststage.org. So we're going to give away a 4-pack of tickets to see The Lightning Thief, the Percy Jackson musical. Ah, boy. Terry Pitchford, now 37, was charged in the killing of a Grenada County store owner at just 18 years old. Prosecutors claimed in 2004 Pitchford and his friend opened fire inside Crossroads Grocery and traced the shots back to a gun that was later recovered from Pitchford's vehicle. 2 years later, Pitchford confessed that he tried to rob the store and admitted to his role in the fatal incident. He was swiftly found guilty and sent to death row. The report says the state Supreme Court upheld his conviction in 2010, but it wasn't until now that someone realized something fishy was going on with his trial. Pitchford's attorneys didn't have the proper chance to challenge the state in their decision to strike black jurors from the jury pool, the report says. U.S. District Judge Michael P. Mills said former District Attorney Doug Evans had a history of stiffing. Why can I not read that word? Sifting the black jurors away from the pool. Quote, the court now briefly addresses the Curtis Flowers case history and Pitchford's reliance on it. In 1996, Curtis Flowers allegedly murdered 4 people in Winona, Mississippi. Flowers was tried 6 separate times before a jury for murder, and each of those times he was prosecuted by District Attorney Doug Evans, the same prosecutor in Pitchford's case. Flowers was convicted in each of the first 3 trials, but the Mississippi Supreme Court reversed each conviction. Those convictions were reversed for the following reasons. The first, due to numerous instances of prosecutorial misconduct. The second, for prosecutorial misconduct. Of note, the trial court found a Batson violation when the prosecutor struck a black juror and seated that juror. The third, because the prosecutor had discriminated against black prospective jurors during the jury trial selection in a contravention of Batson. The Associated Press report says that in Pitchford's case, the jury pool of 61 white people and 35 black people came down to 36 white people and 5 black. Many of them struck for objecting to Pitchford receiving the death penalty. Let's talk to Danny about food. Hello, Danny. Tell me something about food, please.
Well, I just wanted to say I've been in my car for about an hour and a half, Sherwin. And usually I listen to my own music as soon as I get in the car. I turn on my iPhone. But not this time, man. I turned on your show, and I've been listening ever since. And I only do that with your show. And I know this is kind of off topic, but you've been going off topic all day. But yeah, I just wanted to say, like, it's just because you go off topic, it doesn't make your show any less entertaining. You barely talked about the death penalty, but that's okay. I've been listening, like I said, I've been listening since I've been in the car, and it's been well over an hour.
Thank you.
So, yeah, keep doing that. Don't stop going off topic, I guess.
Trust me, I can't help it. Thanks, Danny.
No problem. Thank you, Sherwin.
All right. Appreciate your call. See there? My show good. People be listening in the car. Danny said he had a comment about food. This call wasn't about food. It's about going off topic. I don't listen to talk radio. I try. If there's a big story, like a big deal, like Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion, I don't even know what that beef is. Apparently everybody's talking about it. Let me just, Rhea, I know you want to chime in. That's low vibration stuff. That's gossip stuff. That's Breakfast Club stuff. That's ignorant stuff. That's stupid. That's kid stuff. Nobody cares. And they're going to make a diss record, and then y'all going to buy it. Y'all falling for a trap. 2 women rappers that rap about things that are unbecoming of young women. And then they get mad and somebody says somebody's husband something. Somebody says some stuff. Y'all trying to make me mad at Cat Williams. Oh, Cat Williams didn't say nothing about no white comics. So, Cat Williams said a lot of black men wear dresses. They do. We don't like that because they always try to emasculate us. Whenever black men get like prominence, there's a sacrifice that we always have to make that goes counter and contrary to who we are. Do you know what I would say to Good Karma Brands if they said, Sherwin, you got to put on a dress? Now that we're on YouTube, if you go to YouTube or open your YouTube app and you follow 1017 The Truth, make sure you subscribe. You can see what I'm wearing every day. Somebody commented, why am I doing my show in a jacket? This is not a jacket. This is like I don't know. It's like a thing. It's like a casual little, I like my little gray. I got dressed in the dark this morning. Mind your business. Don't worry about why I got dressed in the dark. Don't be racist. If they said, Sherwin, you have to put on a dress or we will fire you. You got to wear a dress on your show so people can see you in a dress. I would say that's preposterous. I'm like a size 16 at least. It's not going to look right. I'm probably bigger than a size 16. You don't think so? Size 16 is thick. I mean, I got shoulders. I got no ass, though. None. 0. A strapless dress, I would need chesticles to hold those up. I don't really got. Okay, so I'd have to wear. My chest is hairy, though. So would I have to shave it?
You don't have to.
What color dress are we talking?
What's your favorite color?
I don't know, like lavender. No, my stripper name is Chocolate Lavender.
No, it's not.
It's not?
Oh, wait, no, I have your drag name.
What is my drag name? Is it like a website you go to where you put in?
No, you made it.
What is? I don't remember what it is. I'm not a drag queen, though. FYI.
It was Diva Divine.
I made that up?
Mm-hmm.
No, I did not.
On November the 7th.
Why do you have the date?
I take notes.
Where do I perform next? Hamburger Mary's?
Sure.
What? Why am I even? I just want to go home. I swear, y'all. Oh my God. Sandra, hold on, please. Sandra's on line one. We got to give away some tickets. Are we prepared to do that? The death penalty is bad. Can we just be done with it? Don't let governments kill people, because the criminal justice system needs to be reformed. We also need some federal guidelines when it comes to policing, because right now far too many police departments can be ruled by state law, and we know that some states have laws that, let's just say, are antiquated and may not be reflecting or reflective of the changing diversity. And if you have a police department that has mostly gone unreformed because that state has a very low population of diversity, then you may still have an old school, antiquated police system or police institution in that state that is not reflexive of diversity. Like, they don't have any racial profiling policies and all that stuff. We need some federal guidelines. We don't want to leave it up to states. We don't want to leave it up to cities, because cities screw up, metro areas screw up, states screw up. This is why the African American participation in presidential elections is very important, because a president, hopefully a good one and likely a Democrat, will sign police reform into law. You guys know the Republicans have tried to kill police reform. Even the Republicans that were just as moved, and I believe that they were moved, and they were hurt and they were saddened by the murder of George Floyd. You also need to know there was no intention to arrest George Floyd. They wanted to kill him, and they murdered him in front of our eyes, and we still couldn't get police reform because of one political party. Black Republicans, I'm gonna get into it with them. When am I giving away these tickets? What are we doing right now? Okay, hold on. I got a sheet I gotta read. Now's your chance to win 4 tickets to see The Lightning Thief, the Percy Jackson musical. See the play that brings the popular book series to life right in front of your eyes. You can watch the magic unfold live by being caller number 5 at 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. Call number 5. That is call number 5 to win a 4-pack to see The Lightning Thief, the Percy Jackson musical, at the Marcus Center's Todd Weir Theater in downtown Milwaukee. To get your tickets to see The Lightning Thief, the Percy Jackson musical, visit firststage.org. That's firststage.org. Call number 5 right now and get the tickets to see the Percy Jackson musical, The Lightning Thief. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Are you an older adult or an adult with disability who makes too much for Medicaid benefits? Well, good news. You may qualify for $7,200 to help pay for short-term or continuous in-home services through the new Milwaukee County Independent Living Supports pilot program. If you qualify, it can help pay for things like specialized medical equipment, home modifications, personal care, and other services that improve your quality of life. Do yourself a favor and don't leave this opportunity on the table. You deserve to live life to the fullest. Find out if you qualify right away by visiting county.milwaukee.gov/ILSP. Again, that's county.milwaukee.gov/ILSP. Or call 414-289-6874. Again, that's 414-289-6874. Milwaukee County Independent Living Supports Pilot Program. Live your life to the fullest.
This is your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute.
Justice is about receiving what we deserve. Quote Audre Lorde, who said, "There is no such thing as a single-issue struggle because we do not live single-issue lives." And that said, any freedom, including reproductive freedom, is our human right to decide what is best for our own lives. Reproductive freedom is about having bodily autonomy, which is the same as being able to control what happens to our bodies, including the decision to continue or terminate a pregnancy, rests with the pregnant person at all times and in all circumstances. Because when rights don't apply to all individuals and at all times, they are not rights. They are not rights. And as Black people, our rights are conditional way too often, whether we're talking about during police encounters, quality housing, or, some job opportunity.
This has been your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute on the new 1017 The Truth.
Whether you're an artist playing accountant, a barista trying to be a bean counter, or a student just looking to get started, the UW Credit Union app lets you be free to be you. With free credit scores, free online bill pay, and the ability to send money to friends. Because with fewer fees, you can do more of what you love. UW Credit Union, here for every you. Join today at uwcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Are you a Black woman in Milwaukee County who's experienced trauma? You're not alone. The Center for Leadership of African Women's Wellness is here for you. They're a healing circle supporting Black women who have experienced trauma. They believe that you are more than the challenges you face. Their health equity workshops, drum circles, town halls, and peer support specialists provide support and compassion, helping every woman find the strength to heal. Visit claw.org. That's CLAWW.org. Claw. They believe in the power of healing.
More of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The award-winning 1017 The Truth is home of Milwaukee Panthers basketball. Don't miss any of the basketball action by listening to Panthers basketball on 1017 The Truth app, and all your favorite streaming platforms. The Panthers are on the road Thursday as they are set to take on the Purdue-Fort Wayne Mastodons. Coverage begins at 5:30 with a 6 p.m. tip-off. 1017 The Truth is proud to be the home of Milwaukee Public Schools City Conference basketball. Tonight, we have a battle between two top teams in the City Conference Blue Division. The Golden Mile Owls host the Milwaukee Juno Pioneers. They spell Juno phonetically. I don't know what Juno means. How to pronounce Juno. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. Again, that's the Golden Mile Owls. They even spell Golden Mile phonetically. Who does these? Versus the... Can I tell you how they spell Juno? JEW-KNOW. Juno is JUNEAU. Everybody knows Juno. When is a game? Just listen to The Truth all the time so you don't miss nothing. All right? What is this one? Nope. Not that one. Nope. What's this? It's a lot of paper. Okay, we're good. Nope. Black History Month starts in a couple days. Get ready, because we're going to probably overload you with stuff. Because we're the Black radio station. Do other radio stations do stuff for Black history? ESPN, maybe? Talk about Black athletes. I wonder if WTMJ does anything for Black History Month. No, because their listeners would probably not want to hear it. Let's talk to Sandra. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for holding. I've been very busy.
Oh, I'm listening to you. I have fun listening to you. You're kind of a comedian.
Oh, thanks.
Yes. Okay. Look here. Now, like I saw a documentary, and it mentioned the Federalist Society and ALEC, and then the Citizens United and stuff. So I was wondering, like, the Federalist Society, is that where you get your judges from, stuff like that?
Yeah, they keep a list of very conservative activist judges where Republican presidents have essentially their Supreme Court nominees pre-selected by a very, very right-wing conservative organization.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I saw in the documentary. And then they say this ALEC, these are, I guess, a group of the businesses we spend our money on, like Walmart and different things like that.
The American Legislative Exchange Council, ALEC. Yes, it's an acronym, correct.
Yeah, they help make the laws. And then that, since we got the Federalist Society, is extremist right-wing group. Alec, we buy into all of this stuff, so our money is helping to pay for the prisons for us. Now you got the private prisons where you can buy stocks in the private prisons, and I think it is so wrong to make all this money off of people's misery. And it looks like it's just going to get worse because it's never going to get better, not for black people, because every time you turn around, everything that's bad in this society is black, 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 black. But anyhow, when you go through the history of, how we got here, where we got here, and why, I find it hard, even when we speak with our own people, they're worse than the stuff we're fighting against. They start turning on ourselves. First thing you hear, our girls don't do nothing but have babies. Another one, the guys don't take care of the babies. You always hear all this negativity. And I'm just wondering, I mean, we just heard a good one. Lena got appointed to be a judge. Why don't we hear some good stuff? In fact, I think if we did, I think the jealousy would be even worse because then they'll say, they're getting too smart. They're going to overtake us one day. And I think that's what the worry is. They're so worried about being overtaken, but they will. I think China will do it, and Russia. So they need to worry about that area and stop trying to be racist in America. That's the way I look at it. But that's what I want to say. I just want to add those things. And the cigarette stuff you were talking about yesterday. Did you ever mention that guy that blew the whistle on him?
No, somebody blew the whistle on tobacco, the tobacco industry.
Yeah, Jeffrey Wiggins, his name is. And that's how they knew. That's how they found out all the evil things that cigarettes would do to you. And I read at one time where they said it was like 400 chemicals in one cigarette. So I'm going to have to go relook that up again, too. So, and then the prison system with the 3 strikes and other truth in sentence, they start adding more laws and more laws. And when we talk about this stuff, we want our people to be aware and to stop doing, because every time you see, bad driving, all this is, most faces you see is black. And so most people going to be in prison as black people. I know because I have a son in prison. And I go up to Waupun. And all you see is white people coming out with their lunch boxes. And they keep a job off our backs. And so we try to speak for this so we can get our kids where they can, move forward and climb that high ladder besides these people making laws to lock them up. But that's what I had to say.
Thank you, Sandra. Appreciate your
Okay.
call. All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Sandra. Jeffrey Wiggins. I don't see no Jeffrey Wiggins. What is this? Well, what is it? They've known about cigarettes since like the 50s. I don't know. Who is this person? Do you know what they call a cigarette in England? It's a word I can't say in America on the radio. But what if I'm referring to it as the English people calling it a cigarette? I can't say it. I think my cell phone is dying. If you get a new oh my God, it's not charging. I got a bunch of apps on my phone and I don't know the passwords to any of them because they all got different passwords. If you go to a cell phone store, I've had this cell phone. Oh my God, it's not turning on. My life would be over if my cell phone didn't work. Okay, so if I get a new phone, do all the apps on my current phone go over to the new phone? You have an iPhone, don't you, Rhea? How? Because I don't know the password. I got like 50, 75, 97 apps. I don't know the password. I need like my banking stuff, my credit cards, my mortgage stuff. All that stuff is on apps. And I can't install all these apps again on the phone. I ain't going to write them all down. Can anybody answer that for me? Y'all are very smart. Y'all Google all day. Listen to talk radio. And eat restaurants, eat at very nice places. All right, I'm going to take a break. Are we done with the death penalty here? Are we good? All right. So, last segment of the show. Help me with my cell phone. What? Is that 0%? I can't even order no food. Because when you order food here, they text you. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Tune in to the award-winning 1017 The Truth's Community Spotlight this Wednesday at 3:57 p.m. between The Tori Lowe Show and Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. We'll be speaking with Phaisha Lynn Bell, Director of Development and Major Gifts at the Greater Milwaukee Foundation. She will discuss their $700 million fundraising campaign they just completed to help invest in Milwaukee and move the city forward. Again, that is the Community Spotlight with the Greater Milwaukee Foundation this Wednesday at 3:57 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
It's big week for First Stage. Truth Nation, the best-selling Percy Jackson series, is about to come alive on stage. The Lightning Thief, the Percy Jackson musical, will be showing at the Marcus Performing Arts Center in Milwaukee. When Zeus's master lightning bolt is stolen and Percy becomes his prime suspect, he has to find and return the bolt to prove his innocence and prevent a war between the gods. This entertaining play runs from February 3rd to March 10th. Don't miss The Lightning Thief, a Percy Jackson musical, by visiting firststage.org.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He has inspired generations of change leaders, and many more are to come. Let's celebrate his legacy by enjoying incredible speeches by Milwaukee Public Schools students.
When I say ready to listen, you say ready to learn. Ready to listen? Ready to learn. Okay, I see that you're ready. Question: what does it mean to work towards a world of peace? Does it mean to just sit around and do nothing, looking off in La La Land? Or does it mean to stay quiet on things that matter the most? Or does it mean to be determined, to persevere, and be a great leader to change the world for the betterment of everyone? I think that's the definition. Dr. King stated that no work is insignificant. All labor that uplifts humanity has dignity and importance and should be undertaken with painstaking excellence. Whatever your life's work is, do it well. So therefore, I, Kingston Pearson, will be working towards a world of peace, and I plan on doing it well. In order to have a world of peace, I must speak out on the issue of gun violence. Since when do people feel like they have the right to take someone's life with a gun when they are angry? Really? Who does that? It's getting to the point where people are using guns way too much. What happened to using our voices to communicate peacefully? It's like people don't even communicate anymore. They just pick up a gun and think about shooting someone. I take that back. They don't even think. They just do it. This means that when we have a plan for something that we need to make happen, we have to work peacefully and consistently to accomplish it. Sometimes being peaceful is always not easy, but it is a must. This is my plan to try to make the world a peaceful place to live, and I will do it well.
Marcus Performing Arts Center and We Energies are proud to sponsor the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Speech Contest. This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Curbside Tech says, and I believe them because their name is Curbside Tech on YouTube, the apps will transfer, but you will need the passwords. Well, I don't have them. So, all right, well, I guess that's that. I got 3 pages of text messages that I didn't read. Thank y'all for texting. LT says Ethiopia is like Wakanda. Wesley says, Mr. Sherwin, I think you need to apologize to Brother Z. I would not mind at all. It would be all worth it to get to heaven and have DJ Brother Z mixing it up. I hope you didn't say that on the air, Zach. No, I didn't say it as like a slight to you. I was talking about heaven, and what if heaven is now all it's cracked up to be? Because ain't nobody ever been there. Y'all know what it's like. What if heaven is just like a nightclub that has like a discounted cover charge and you're DJing? Not saying that you DJing is bad. That would be cool. if you were DJing in heaven, but people think heaven's, oh, it's gonna be paradise, and because like some of y'all have a real weird idea of what paradise is. Some of y'all are perverts.
Anywhere I DJ is paradise, Sherwin.
I know. You're the best part of heaven is what I'm trying to say. But I'm just saying, what if heaven is not what people expect it to be? Because you think that heaven would be a nightclub where there's a free cover. St. Gabriel was like, yeah, it'll be $5. You got ID? No, I don't have any ID. I'm dead. I don't go. Well, here, you know the manager or anything? You know the owner? Wouldn't that be something? If they had a club in heaven and black people couldn't get in? What if they had a dress code in heaven? The nightclub in heaven? Yeah, hi. Yeah, you saw the sign, right? No, I didn't. No, it's right here. It's a dress code. No white tees, no Timberland boots, no sagging pants, no baseball hats, no sports attire. What's another one? What's another anti-black dress code? Like, oh, no grills. What if they're like, yeah, you guys read the Bible, but nowhere does it say that God isn't racist. No hoodies. What if God is just like, yeah, that's why it's so bad for y'all. I just didn't like y'all. What if God created black people because he lost a bet? Oh, y'all add Christians to the list now. Studs, Christians, Africans, and then people that talk with that thing that they put up to their neck. Because I talked about them yesterday because I was talking about smoking. But I'm least worried about them because they can't run fast. Slow down. You know I can't run very fast. I need to charge my voice box. Is that offensive? JD the poet says, generally speaking, Protestants espouse the belief that salvation is attained only through faith in Jesus and his atoning sacrifice on the cross, sola fide, while Catholicism taught that salvation comes through a combination of faith plus good works, living a virtuous life and seeking forgiveness of sins. That explains why all of the Catholics I grew up with were so nice. If I have any lasting impression of Catholics in my formative years and I'm starting to understand like human beings and how people like work together and how we get along, the Catholics, like a lot of my whites in my orbit when I was growing up were Catholic, and those are my whites. They're mine. Dion thinks I slandered him. John said, this is how Bob was talking to you, and then he sends a meme of Homer Simpson's father yelling. Gene says Mark Belling has the ugliest listeners. Just say it, Sherwin. You ain't the only one. Somebody said Dr. Ken has ugly listeners. That was not me that said that. Somebody texted that in and said Dr. Ken's listeners are unattractive. Millicent says Cat Williams is a hater. Curtis says, could you please stop stereotyping us? We are not that what to described at all. Let me read that again, Curtis, just so I'm clear on what you typed. Could you please stop stereotyping us? We are not that what to described at all. Just look around you. Do your research. We do more than just soul food, and it's unfair for you to say that. Cool. Thank you, Curtis, for bringing this to my attention. Please, somebody, provide me a list of black-owned restaurants that have no soul food items on the menu. I don't want no fried chicken, no fried fish, none of that. I'm unaware because the ones that I see promoted, here's the other thing, black people. Stop thinking you can just promote your business by having a Facebook page. Facebook is flooded, okay? Like, do radio. Like, invest in promoting your business. My suggestion was African Americans have restaurants where we put our take and our flavoring and seasoning on other ethnicities' food. That's what I would like to see. So there's a vegan joint, Twisted Plants. There we go. There's one. It's a black-owned restaurant. They just opened up another location on the Brady Street. They had one in Cudahy. Really weird black restaurant in Cudahy, but it is what it is. We're all over the place. Good. But like, I want more of that. We got the Dog House. But is that a franchise? The hot dogs is good. It's a hot dog though. You know what I'm saying? They got hot dog with Philly cheesesteak on it. Is that a Philly cheesesteak sandwich with hot dog meat, or is it a hot dog with Philly cheesesteak meat on it? What did we learn today? We learned that a lot of black people are moving to Utah. Utah doesn't want you. Mormons don't like us, and I'm against the death penalty. Goodbye, everybody. I'll be back whenever I'm not on assignment.
The Truth app is home for all the Milwaukee